Hello, greetings everyone. Welcome to another Quarantine Data Company reading. Today we're reading one of my favorite David Fincher films released in the past several years, and that is Gone Girl. I'm your host, Curtis. I'll also be playing the role of Nick Dune. We have Jessica as the Gone Girl herself, Amy Dune. We have George as Desi Collins, as well as other Amy's other boyfriend, Tommy, and he'll also be playing Rand, the dad, so playing two boyfriends and a dad. And we also got Logan as lawyer Tanner Bolt. We have Angie as Margot Dune or just Go. We've got Jennifer as our scene description, also as Ellen Abbott, Mary Beth, and Noelle Hawthorne. Anne as Detective Boney, and also as Greta, and as Andy, and Rudy as Officer Gilpin. And we have Travis as Jeff and Sharon and Bill Dune and some other characters. So without further ado, Jen, take us away.
Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, based on the novel by that same lady. Black screen.
When I think of my wife, I always think of her head.
Fade in, interior bedroom. Sometime we see the back of Amy Dune's head resting on a pillow.
Sure, cracking her lovely skull and spoiling her brain,
Nick runs his fingers into Amy's hair.
trying to get answers.
He twirls and twirls a lock, a screw tightening.
Primal questions of a marriage. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? What have you done to each other?
Amy wakes, turns, gives a look of alarm. Black screen. Exterior North Carthage. Morning. A carved faux marble entry reading Forest Glen ushers us into a ruined housing development. Mostly vacant houses, a few 4th of July decorations hang in windows, a weird bucolic air, swaying grasses, stray wildlife. Exterior Nick Dune's front yard. Dawn. Title card. July 5th, 2012, the morning of. Nick Dune, 30s, handsome, is taking out the trash. His yard is the only one mowed all around him. Wilderness encroaches. The sun rises over the tree line and blares its first-degree spotlight in his face. He looks ill. He turns and stares back at his house as if girding himself. He strides across the yard, opens the door. His shadowy figure fills the doorway for a moment. He shuts the door. Exterior bar parking lot. Day. Nick, wearing noticeably different clothes, arrives under a glaring sun. Down the street, a troop of homeless men walks single file along the river. Interior of the bar. Day. Nick's twin sister, Go, 30s, nerdy hot, is washing mugs. The bar is packed with 80s kitsch. Board games, toys, posters, their very own clubhouse.
The Irish prince graces us with his presence.
He sits on the bar's customer side. She flicks suds at him.
Brought you a present.
He sets a decrepit 70s era mastermind on the bar.
Mastermind, I hated this game.
You loved it.
You loved it. Thanks.
She places it behind the bar alongside Sorry, Clue, and Life.
Pour me a bourbon, would you?
Go glances pointedly at the clock. 11:09 a.m. She pours 2 bourbons, settles in. Yeah, girl.
What's up, Jitters?
He shrugs. She tries to wait him out. Fails.
If you don't want to talk, I'll fill the silence with an excruciating story by Margot Dunn.
He smiles. This is an old, reliable routine.
I could tell you about my customer service experience while changing internet providers.
I do like that one.
Or the time I saw a woman who looked exactly like my friend Monica, but it wasn't Monica, it was a stranger.
His name was Monica.
Made it kind of interesting.
She gives a look. Talk.
It's a bad day.
Amy?
Our anniversary, 5.
5? That came fast.
Furious.
There's a joke there! Interior somewhere, sometime. Close up on a pen, cursiving across a diary. The pen is girly, topped with pink feathers. Ugh. We see at the top, January 8th, 2005. That explains that pen then. We hear the words as we see them written in pink.
I am so crazy, stupid, happy.
Interior Brooklyn apartment night. Amy Elliott, early 30s, gorgeous, is in a crowded hipster party. Dude heavy. She weaves her way through the guys.
I met a boy.
She spots her friend deep flirting a guy. Okay. All right, and stops midway, stuck with 2 beers. She makes her way towards a table with picked over food and scans the room for anyone she knows. She spots Nick Dune. He spots her.
A great, gorgeous, sweet, cool ass guy.
Nick weaves his way over. She's setting down her beer.
It's dangerous to set down a monk with Belgian meat bear when the party's down to 3 pints and a bottle of puck.
Might attract some desperate characters.
I apologize in advance for calling them dunes. They are duns. Anyway, he gestures towards a group of Williamsburg. Jen, get it together. You lived in Brooklyn. Musician type. Suspenders and broad-brimmed hats.
Things get ugly. The Amish on Rumspringa.
They already relieved me of my artisanal meat platter.
Finally, someone to tell me how to pronounce that.
Meat?
1 syllable.
He picks up the beer.
Whose beer am I drinking? Who's your type?
They scan the crowd together, cozy. Nick points to a horn-rimmed, haughty douchebag.
I can't picture you sitting still while he bloviates about his post-grad thesis on Proust.
Nick points to a sideburn guy in a novelty tee.
Ironic hipster, so self-aware, he makes everything a joke.
I prefer men who are funny, not funny.
Nick points to a wavy-haired granola yoga type.
Please tell me it's not deeply sensitive emo dude.
Who says things like, I love strong women.
Code for I hate strong women.
A beat as they scan the room, then face each other.
And what type are you?
Corn-fed, salt-of-the-earth, Missouri guy.
Missouri. How cute.
Ah, native New Yorker.
World ends at the Hudson. I'm Amy.
So tell me, Amy, who are you?
A, I'm an award-winning scrimshander. B, I am a moderately influential warlord. C, I write personality quizzes for magazines.
A, your fingers are far too delicate for real scrimshaw work. B, I am a charter subscriber to Milling Warlord Weekly, so I'm sure I'd recognize you. So, C.
And you? Who are you?
The guy to save you from all this awesomeness.
I forgot that line. I would have fallen for it too. Interior apartment elevator night. They head down, tipsy, not touching, but thinking about it.
So if you write for a men's magazine, does that make you an expert on being a man?
Theory, I know what men drink, what men wear.
How men bullshit?
You.
Amy laughs. Ha ha.
I'm serious.
She stops and studies him.
It's hard to believe you. I think it's your chin.
My chin.
It's quite villainous.
She places a finger over his chin, tests the view.
No bullshit. 100% truth.
Exterior Brooklyn night. They are huddling together, walking to hail a cab.
I love New York parties because I get to leave and walk out into New York. The great what next?
They turn the corner and step into a cloud of powdered sugar as it's funneled into a bakery. A sugar snowstorm. Nick grins. Like this.
You know I have to kiss you now.
Is that right?
I'd be fool to let you walk through a sugar storm unkissed.
The sugar floats all around them. A fairy tale. They lean in.
Hold on.
Nick brushes her lips clean. They kiss. What, you don't want a little extra sugar, Nick? Interior Nick's bedroom night. A shabby, cramped garden with studio apartment. Bars on the windows. Nick and Amy are in bed. Blissful. Outside, a car's headlights flash. Their sugary prints light up the headboard.
Nick Dunn, I really like you.
Interior the bar. Day. The mastermind sits untouched as Go sets up life.
So is Amy going to do one of her anniversary, what do you call it, treasure hunts?
In the forced march designed to point out what an uncaring, oblivious asshole I am.
Wow.
Silence. Nick stares at the life board.
Life. And remember to point.
Deep Hasbro thoughts. Spin. What was the clue last year she got so mad about?
When your poor Amy has a cold, this desert just must be sold.
The answer?
I don't know. Go.
Nick spins, moves his man, lands on get married.
A few years ago, you'd have known.
Go places a pink peg wife in his car. He glares at it.
Years ago it was fun. Your one additional gift is paper, so at the end, she gave me a bound notebook. So I novel.
What'd you give her?
Kite. She never flown a kite.
Go spin skips over the get married space.
Your 4 flowers. She led me to the dying rose bush in our backyard.
One you never watered. So symbolic. What's the gift for 5?
Wood.
What'd you get her?
There's no good gift for wood.
Go home, fuck her brains out, then smack her with your penis. Some wood for you, bitch.
Laugh. Interrupted by the phone. Go answers. Hell yeah.
Bar. Yep, hold on. It's watchful Wally.
My gutters need snaking. Hey, Walter, what's up? Oh, that is weird. Thanks. Leader's outside.
You are way too into that cat.
He's my special furry pal.
He heads to the door, points at the life board.
Tell me how it ends.
Ooh, exterior Dunhouse day. Nick pulls up, salutes Walter, who's on his front porch behind a walker. Walter gives a curt nod. Bleecker is sitting on the Dunn stairs. Nick scoops him up, heads to the front door, which is gaping wide open. Nick stops in his tracks. Interior Dunhouse day. Nick doesn't close the door. He sets the cat down.
Amy?
We follow Nick as he heads up the stairs. Interior bedroom day. Neat. Empty. An iron sits on an ironing board. Pretty dress next to it. No Amy. Interior hallway. Upstairs rooms day. Nick proceeds quickly down the hallway, peering into doors. An office. His. It's a disaster. An elaborately pillowed guest room. And one room that contains only a litter box. Nick goes back downstairs into interior dining room day. 2 placemats on the shiny table. Interior office day. Amy's office. Neat as a pin. Empty. Interior kitchen day. Nick runs back through the dining room into the living room day. Nick stops short. The carpet is covered with glass shards from the overturned coffee table. End tables are smashed. An ottoman is upside down. Nick backs up. Exterior Walter's front porch day. Walter looks up from his paper as he hears from across the street.
Amy?
Interior Dunhouse day. Door opens on Rhonda Boney. Let me give you the appropriate name, girl. Rhonda Boney. There you go. 40s.
No,
And
it's Rhonda Boney. Don't.
what? What?
Okay.
Okay, by Jim Gilpin, 20s. I'm sorry. I accidentally totally misread your name wrong, but fine.
Mr. Dunn, I'm Detective Rhonda Boney. This is Officer James Gilpin. We understand there are concerns about your wife.
Nick walks them in, shows them the scene.
My wife's gone. I came home to this.
They bend down, examine the scene. Hard to read if they're impressed or not. Boney takes a yellow post-it and places it on the mantel below 3 upright photo frames.
Now someone hits the panic button, but it's weird, right?
Mind if we look around?
Interior stairwell day. They speak in time to the stair steps.
How long you two been here?
2 years, September. We used to live in New York.
City.
I was a writer. We were writers.
Why'd you all come back here?
My mom got sick.
Oh, I'm sorry. How is she?
She's dead.
Womp womp. Interior upstairs hallway day. Boney reaches the landing, eyes Nick like a patient mom.
I'm so sorry.
They start down the hall.
So what do you do now? For work?
Now I own the bar downtown with my twin sister Margot.
Oh, the bar. Oh my God, love the name. Very meta.
Interior bedroom day. Boney tests the iron. Hot. Unplugs it. Looks at the dress.
Pretty dress, date night?
It's our anniversary.
Boney sticks another post-it on the ironing board. Interior kitchen day. Nick walks ahead with Gilpin as Boney lingers. She sees on the baseboard 3 splashes of rusty red. Looks more curious than alarmed. A post-it down. Interior Amy's office day. Boney enters. Checks out Amy's desk area. Boney flips through Amy's well-tended desk calendar. Nick, dentist, is set for March 2013. In July 2013 is Bleecker shots. Amy's degrees cover the walls. Harvard undergrad, master's in psych.
Wow. Impressive gal.
One small corner is dedicated to a kids' book series, Amazing Amy. Photos of Amy at all ages with her parents, Rand and Mary Beth, in front of posters for the books.
Should I be concerned?
I remember these books.
Close up of a dual frame. Amazing Amy, the iconic cartoon drawing, is grinning from one side. Our real Amy Elliott Dunn, sorry, I'm not too used to it now, is mimicking the same grin on the other side.
I remember these. Wait, your wife is Amazing Amy?
Interior somewhere, sometime, close up of a diary. A pen advertising Amazing Amy is cursiving across. The eraser topper is a bride with veil. The date is February 24th, 2007. We see the words as we hear.
Amazing fucking Amy is getting fucking married. That's how the night started.
Interior upscale New York restaurant night. Tiny book launch party. Posters advertise the Amazing Amy book series, all 20. Written by Rand and Mary Beth Elliott, two psychologists who are parents just like you.
With me, regular, flawed, real Amy, jealous as always of the golden child, perfect, brilliant, amazing Amy, who is getting fucking married.
Nick and Amy are tight together. Waiters are circulating drinks, wearing t-shirts with an impish Amazing Amy and her trademark line. If it's worth doing bright.
Now you can say you came, and in 10 minutes we'll leave.
Perfect. Time for a quick tour of my failings.
They walk along the wall of book posters, stop in front of a poster of grade school, Amazing Amy holding a cello, a mutt beside her.
When I was 10, I quit cello. In the next book, Amazing Amy became a prodigy.
Next poster, teen Amazing Amy playing football. Volleyball, shit, what?
You don't play volleyball.
I got cut freshman year. She made varsity.
They continue their tour.
How long did you have a dog?
She got a dog. Puddles made her more relatable.
They stop in front of the biggest poster, Amazing Amy in a bridal veil, a bland groom next to her. The banner reads, 30th Anniversary Special Edition, Amazing Amy and the Big Day.
I love your parents, but they can be assholes.
In the center of the limp party, Rand and Mary Beth, 60s, cheerily hand out commemorative pens, identical to the one Amy used for her diary. Rand spots them, hands them each a pen.
Hey, sweetheart, this is a big night for your mom. It would mean so much to her if you talked to a few reporters, bloggers, give them a little Amy color.
Painful pause.
People want to hear from you.
Can't stay long.
Fantastic. 15 minutes tops.
As Rand strides away, Nick gives Amy a look.
This is why I have my trust fund, my Brooklyn brownstone. I can't really complain.
Your parents plagiarized your childhood.
No, they improved upon it and then peddled it to the masses.
Mary Beth pops up, a little tipsy, and hugs them. Well, I thought you were going to wear white to match the wedding theme.
I thought that'd be embarrassing.
If it's worth doing.
It's worth doing. How's that go?
Sorry. Bright, bright. The waiters are everywhere in the t-shirts.
Tip of my tongue.
You're very cute, Nick. Amy, you know what would make Dad's night?
I'm on it. I love having strangers pick at my scabs.
Oof, oof. Anyway, interior bar corner night. Amy, standing at a cocktail table, deals with a montage of New York media types. Nick hovers nearby.
Ding.
I'm curious whether it's difficult for you to watch Amazing Amy heading down the aisle.
And this big party celebrating the fictional wedding. Oh.
Because my understanding is that you're not married.
Correct?
Correct. Amazing Amy is always one step ahead of me.
Nick cuts in, blocks the journalists.
I have a few questions.
Ah, it's you.
I'm here in a strictly journalistic capacity.
He elaborately sets out pad, pen. Amy prepares to be amused.
Amy, you had the pleasure of dating Nick Dunn for how long?
2 magical years.
Is it true that during the course of your relationship, you have performed such gracious gestures as not correcting Nick when he pronounced quinoa as quinoa?
An understandable mistake.
He also thought it was a fish.
He thinks Velveeta is a cheese.
Touche.
I think it's pronounced Taushe.
You also managed to appear surprised and delighted when Nick's elderly mother breaks into New York, every time she sees you.
These bag of bone shoes.
You also bought Nick his first pair of scissors, correct?
And matching stapler.
Amy Elliott, you are beyond amazing. You are incredibly smart, but entirely unsnobby. You are kind, but never a martyr. You surprise me. You challenge me. And fun fact for you readers, you have a world-class vagina.
Amy chokes on her drink.
However, my colleagues inform me that as yet you are not married.
I am not.
Isn't it time we fix that?
And the night wasn't so bad anymore.
Interior Police Station bullpen day. Gilpin is watching Nick from the other side of the glass. Nick's fiddling with his smartphone. Boney enters.
How's our boy?
He's just fucking with his phone, playing like Tetris.
They watch Nick a few more seconds.
I remember him, from when he was little, cute kid, straight out of a cereal commercial.
Gilpin gives a bored grunt. He couldn't care less.
Gil, if this girl doesn't show up, this could get out of hand.
Because of those books?
Like, your wife likes those tabloid crime shows, right?
She's an addict.
Okay, so beautiful wife, handsome husband.
Wife goes missing on her anniversary.
Turns out she's the star of a book series every woman in the country read as a kid.
Shit.
We are the cops of a suburb of a suburb. Let's stay on our toes.
Interior Police Station bullpen day. Boney, Gilpin, and Steve the Tech enter. Steve is brandishing a packet of wrapped Q-tips and his GSR kit.
All right, Nick, this is Steve Eckert. He's going to take a swab of your cheek, just the inside here, and a hand swipe, if that's okay.
This is for
Gunshot residue DNA.
Just so we can say we did, okay?
okay.
Steve is in and out with no eye contact.
Right, now it's done. Crossed off the lists.
Steve leaves. Nick watches his samples going out the door.
Now, normally we wouldn't treat this as a missing persons case so quick. We'd tell you to call back in 24 hours, but given the scene in the house and given our spike in violent crimes of late, we're going to take this very, very seriously.
Okay, good.
So, we've got forensic over at your place. You got somewhere to stay?
My sisters.
Okay, good. We're tracking Amy's phone, credit cards. We'll organize searches, put up flyers. We'll hold a press conference tomorrow.
A press conference?
Want to get the word out, right?
An officer comes in with 2 styrofoam cups of coffee, slaps a manila envelope on the table. Nick smiles. Boney frowns.
Sorry, I felt like I was in a Law and Order episode for a second. Boom, boom.
You're not, unfortunately.
She stares at Nick, aggressively pondering.
Now, time is of the essence in these cases. That said, if you want to call a lawyer.
No. Whatever you need.
All right. Okay, so you and Amy have been here 2 years. You tend bar.
I own the bar. I also teach creative writing class at MVCC.
No kids?
No kids.
All right. So what does Amy do most days? A woman with all those degrees, what does she do?
She stays busy.
Doing what?
Nick attempts a mental inventory. Fails.
She's a big reader.
This lands as lamely as it sounds, and everyone notes it.
Days can get long. I know a few housewives that evening glass of wine starts coming out at noon, or prescription pills.
Just last week, soccer mom, nice lady, got her teeth kicked in over some oxycontin.
Ever since the mall went bust, half the town out of work. We can't keep up with the drug problem.
I'm sure that's not it.
Amy got friends we can talk to?
Wait. Not really, no.
No friends in this whole town?
She was friendly with my mom. We had a problem with the homeless in our neighborhood.
We'll look into it.
So, you got to the bar around 11 today. All right. Where were you before then? Just to cross that off.
Well, I was at home until 9 or so. Then I was at Sawyer Beach. Had my coffee, read the paper.
You visit with anyone there?
I go there for the quiet.
Nick picks off pieces of his styrofoam cup. It squeaks.
Okay, so your wife has no friends here. Is she kind of standoffish? Ivy League?
Nick is visibly uncomfortable. He squeaks at the styrofoam.
Rub people the wrong way?
Well, she's complicated. She has high expectations.
Boney puts her hand on his to get him to stop the squeaking.
Hey, type A. That can drive you crazy if you're not like that, okay? You seem laid back. Type B. Speaking of which, Amy's blood type.
Don't know.
You don't know if she has friends. You don't know how she spends her days, and you don't know her blood type.
Sure, you guys are married?
Maybe O?
Her folks still in New York?
Yes.
Can they get here in time for the press conference tomorrow?
I haven't called him yet.
You haven't called your wife's parents.
I've been talking with you.
Call them, please, Nick. Now.
Nick leaves. Boney cocks an eyebrow at Gilpin. Door shuts.
Should I know my wife's blood type?
If you have to ask, then you probably should. Interior police station hallway, day. Nick on a wall phone, pacing on the short leash of the cord. We hear Mary Beth's tone on the other end. Female and angry.
I'm so sorry, Mary Beth. I just kept hoping she'd walk back into the door.
Play tennis on a plane now.
We're still not sure what we're dealing with. The cops have been through the house and I'm in the station, and we decided at this point they're taking it very seriously. And so I'm calling you.
Did they know if?
I'm not positive on that.
Have they started?
I'm not sure. I've been juggling a Detective Rhonda Boney. Okay.
Boney is standing outside the interrogation room.
My mother-in-law would like to speak with you.
Boney takes the phone and Nick walks down the hall. Chastened. Angry, splashes his face at the water fountain, breathes. Looks back at Boney on the phone with Mary Beth.
Don't want to be here.
Nick stops in his tracks, listens. Peers into a holding room. Bill Dunn, 60s, bedraggled, is muttering to himself while a quietly furious female officer waits with him. Interior holding room, day.
I want to go home.
What's going on? This is my dad.
Really? You're Nick Dunn? We've been calling you for hours.
I've been here talking to your detectives. My wife is missing.
The officer begins to soften.
Bitch.
Your father wandered out of Comfort Hill this morning. We found him walking Route 79, disoriented. We've been calling.
Nick holds up his phone. No bars.
I have zero reception, but I've been right goddamn next door.
Sir, please don't take that tone with me.
Stupid, dumb bitch.
Boney is revealed to be in the doorway listening.
You want to drive him home?
Exterior police station night. Boney walks Nick to the exit. His dad is sitting in the passenger seat of his car.
Your dad seems nice.
Nick laughs in spite of himself.
Alzheimer's?
He's always been a misogynist asshole.
You see him much?
Not since I was 10. My mom finally divorced his ass.
Boney gives him a pat.
Go to sleep. Tomorrow will be long.
She watches Nick head down the steps. Gilpin joins her.
Let's check the mall. Just because he says it's not drug related. And let's check Sawyer Beach. 2 hours there. Someone had to have seen him.
Yep.
All right, and let's check into our guy here, see what kind of man he is.
Will do.
You have another line.
Yeah, he's the kind of man who plays Tetris while his wife is missing.
Interior car, night. Nick and his dad drive silently through the town. Nick reaches across his dad and removes from his glove box a cheapo disposable phone. He dials. Voicemail. Hangs up. Interior, exterior, Nick's car, assisted living, night. He pulls up in front of Comfort Hill Assisted Living, helps his dad out and inside, returns to car in seconds. Fastest drop-off ever. Interior, somewhere, sometime. We see a souvenir Big Apple pen writing across the diary, date at the top, July 5th, 2009. We see the words as we hear.
Everyone told us and told us and told us marriage is hard work.
Interior, New York bookstore, establishing day. Oh, I'm sorry, exterior. Now interior, New York bookstore. Stacks, day. Nick is wearing a backpack, holding an Amy blue clue as he makes his way. Amy follows, all grins.
And compromise and more work. Abandon all hope, ye who enter.
Nick is going past Z, past T, past O, past H.
Well, it's not true. Not for me and Nick. With us, 2 years, it's just good.
I'm not crazy. When young Amy's hope did wane, she wandered here in search of Jane Austen, right?
They arrive at the A's.
You were an alien teen, and only Elizabeth Bennet understood you.
He pulls out Pride and Prejudice, a blue envelope inside. She kisses him. He reads the next clue.
You naughty minx.
She kisses him again deeply, looks around. Stacks are empty.
Technically, we're supposed to fuck at the next stop.
Keep it one tradition.
She's already undoing his belt, hand inside his jeans.
We've never fucked in a bookstore.
God bless Jane Austen.
Interior bookstore, Stacks day, a bookshelf packed with books. One tumbles to the floor. Another. 3 at once as a hand busts through. Amy is trying to get a grip. Through the fallen books, we can see Nick and Amy in patchwork. They look like an ad for sex. Interior bar, afternoon. Nick and Amy post-glow, clink glasses and swallow.
I haven't been here since.
I dragged you into the ladies' room on our second date.
Why did we end up here?
It was January. We were cold. The light was on.
They both sip.
Books, sex, bourbon. Life is good.
Nick scans under the bar, finds a blue envelope. Nick reads the clue.
Just got better.
Exterior dim sum restaurant, establishing night. Interior dim sum restaurant night. The table is strewn with dishes, desserts, drinks, a feast. The waiter approaches with a gift box, sets it on the table.
Year 2, cotton.
Nick opens the top, peers in, a strange look on his face.
Because we had that joke that our sex was too good for mere.
He pulls out luxurious deep blue sheets. They're out of the wrapping, folded like a newspaper with a bow.
So these are 2,000 thread count.
Nick hands her his backpack, grinning. Amy opens it, pulls out a gift bag, and identical sheets. Nick kisses her.
Sometimes I want to punch us in the face. We're so cute.
They kiss again, stay close.
It's crazy though, isn't it?
Exterior goes house, establishing night. Interior goes living room night. Go is shaking out sheets, 200 count, while Nick paces.
Did they ask if you wanted a lawyer?
She tucks the sheets into the couch.
I don't need a lawyer.
Did they ask you about personal stuff about Amy?
They asked why she has no friends here.
What'd you say?
I just said she was complicated.
Nick, everyone knows complicated is code for bitch.
Ruh-roh. Nick's phone buzzes in his pocket. Go is getting bourbon. He hits off. She returns with 2 glasses and a bottle.
Oh, I feel sick. It's so bizarre. It just seems like the weird kind of thing that would happen to Amy. She always attracts...
Drama? You're with me, Go. You can say it.
Just because I don't love Amy doesn't mean I don't care about her. I'm really scared.
Go tosses a pillow at Nick, waits for a reaction. Nothing. Exterior Dunhouse night. Boney is drinking a huge coffee as she and Gilpin walk toward the house. We can see a half a block away Noelle Hawthorne, pregnant, towing identically dressed toddler triplets. Detective! Detective! Noelle catches up, an air of annoying self-importance. In the background, we can see cops scouring the neighborhood. I'm Noelle Hawthorne. I'm Amy's best friend. Boney and Gilpin exchange a look. A friend?
Wow, great. Where do you live, Noelle?
Oh, 5 doors down, 1022.
Oh, okay, wonderful. I'd love to talk with you. Thank you. Can I come by in, I don't know, half an hour?
Do you know anything yet?
I'm so sorry. I've got guys on the clock. Give me 30 minutes.
That's usually bath time.
We'll talk between shampoos.
Okay. Interior Dunn living room night. Half dozen officers are on the scene. I was right. I was probably a Karen. Photos, fingerprints. Officers are bagging all the trash. Boney, Gilpin, and Donnelly forensics hit the stairs.
So where are we?
That's definitely blood at a kitchen. Normally kitchen, knives, food prep, not that weird. But the positioning is awfully strange. I'll order a luminol suite.
Interior bedroom night. As they reach the bedroom, we can see an officer next door in Nick's office, sifting through the contents of the fireplace and bagging. A uniformed officer awaits them in the bedroom.
House is rented in her name. Car is in her name. Phones, credit cards, utilities, all in her name. Even his bar is in her name.
I don't know. That's so surprising.
No, but it's humiliating.
It's way in the back there.
Whoops. Boney heads into the walk-in, dresses and shirts swaying as she passes. At the far back is Amy's dresser. A drawer is open. Inside is a blue envelope marked Clue 1. Boney exits the closet, displaying it for Gilpin.
We have our first clue.
She rips open the envelope. Interior Go's living room. Morning. Nick is asleep on the couch, an empty bottle of bourbon next to him. Go nudges him awake, proffering a Coke and Advil. Nick takes them silently, guzzles the Coke, checks his watch, title card, July 6, 2012. 1 day gone.
I should shower.
Oh, just like that. You've been up all night. You want to look like you've been up all night. Be careful today, okay?
It's a weird thing to say.
When you're upset, you bottle up. You can seem angry, like...
Please don't say it like Dad.
Or else you swing into your mama's boy charm offensive. It can feel glib.
Great. I'll try to balance on the exact edge of your emotional razor. Fucking press conference.
Just be...
Myself?
Silence, because the obvious answer is no. I'll skip that. Omit interior car. Exterior police station day. Nick and Go arrive at the police station and get out of car. Interior police station day. Boney walks Nick and Go in. The busy crowd of cops parts. We see Rand and Maribeth, suitcases at their feet.
Your in-laws made it?
Nick approaches warily. Rand hugs him fiercely. Maribeth stays outside the circle. We played tennis last night, Nick. I just can't get over it.
Maribeth, I'm sorry.
We're here now.
I knew you shouldn't have moved back here.
We didn't have a lot of choice.
We are all worried. We are all scared. We are all here now, and we will find.
He pulls Maribeth in on the hug. She allows it, but keeps tracking everything in the office. Interior police station day. Boney and Go, POV on group hug.
They get along?
Honestly, here's a secret to Nick. He looks like the preppy asshole from the 80s teen movie, but he's really the AV nerd with the pet ferret.
Interior station conference room day. Boney leads the Elliots and Nick into a room of a half dozen bored local reporters. Texting, eating, gabbing. As they catch sight of handsome Nick, they put down their sandwiches. Amy's gorgeous missing poster is revealed. An amazing Amy book jacket is revealed. Everyone is extremely attentive.
Thank you for coming. My wife, Amy Elliott Dunn, went missing from our home on July 5th between 9 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. in very concerning circumstances. We ask for anyone who have knowledge of what has happened to her to come forward.
And he's done? Rand steps in.
Amy is our only child. She's smart and beautiful and kind. She really is amazing, Amy. I know there are millions of people out there who grew up with her and care about her. We care about her. We love her and we want her back.
Amy is a decorated scholar. She forged a successful career in journalism. She returned here to her husband's hometown and she made a life in her adopted home. Now Amy needs your help. We are setting up a volunteer headquarters at the Drury Lodge. We have a hotline, 1-855-4-AMY-TIPS, and our website is findamazingamy.com. Nick and the Elliots pause for a few photos. The Elliots look devastated. Nick looks annoyed. Photog asks Nick to pose next to Amy's photo. A demented prom shot. Snap! Nick looks more annoyed. He glances at Go. She prods him to smile. Nick flashes a sudden, smarmy smile, overly charming and oily. The cameras click crazily. Snap, snap. He drops it. Interior police conference room day. Boney, Rand, and Mary Beth and Nick are at a conference table. Boney is taking notes. The Elliots have their 2 suitcases with them. They open one. It's filled with Amy files. Photo albums, news clippings, amazing Amy books. We have suspects you'll want to look at, Detective. Rand is pulling out photos, notes from a manila envelope.
Amy's the kind of girl who attracts admirers. Tell her, Nick.
Very true.
We've had a few instances where things got
scary. Do you know about Desi Collins? A photo flies into frame. Amy in an old prom shot with Desi Collins. Boarding school beautiful. It echoes the prom shot we just saw of Nick and Cardboard Amy.
Yes, I know all about Desi. I know he writes her letters.
He was obsessed. He attempted suicide after Amy broke up with him sophomore year. We filed a restraining order.
This would be high school. 20 years ago?
He moved to St. Louis. That's just 2 hours away.
To be fair, he's from St. Louis. He moved back. I've read his letters. They're friendly.
Threatening!
Friendly.
We also have Tommy O'Hara. This was only 8 years ago in New York. She broke up with him. He got very physical. She filed charges.
I didn't notice.
What was the charge? Sexual assault, battery, threat?
I only know it was bad.
Okay, thank you. Anything recent?
Silence. Interior police station main room day. Boney is walking them out. Reporters are closing in like curious sharks as Rand and Mary Beth answer a few nibbles. Boney grabs Nick. A bit clandestine.
Got a minute?
Interior Boney's office day. In the center of Boney's desk sits the envelope. Clue 1.
So, imagine our confusion. Missing persons case, and here we find an envelope marked Clue.
For our anniversary, Amy always did this treasure hunt.
Hoping you can tell me what this means.
You want to solve my wife's treasure hunt?
It'll help us track Amy's movements before she disappeared. Where she went, who she might have seen.
He takes the clue doubtfully, dreadfully, and reads.
Although this spot couldn't be tighter, it's a cozy room for my favorite writer. Think I know this?
Interior college day. Nick and Boney weave past bored summer school kids. Nick reaches his office, finds his keys, steps over a pile of mail.
After school meeting? Don't mind if I do.
Interior Nick's college office day. It's dust mody, messy, cramped.
Maybe I'll teach you a thing or two.
The blue envelope, Clue 2, sits in the center of Nick's desk. He gives a glance to Boney before touching it.
My guess.
He picks up a pair of scissors that sit next to a matching stapler and opens it. Boney reads over his shoulder. Insert on note. Hey, handsome man, let's go undercover. You be the spy and I'll be his lover. Let's head on over to the little brown house. We'll play hot, doting husband and sweet, loving spouse. Boney's POV as she pokes around looks in his file drawer. Unlike Amy's, it has but one file, book ideas. The file is empty. On the shelves, the usual modern male canon suspects: Franzen, Letham, Shabon, Eggers. I'm mispronouncing all of them. Sorry about it. Boney's eyes hit the wall.
These yours?
Boney holds a red lacy thong on the end of a pencil.
They were on your thermostat.
Nick looks stunned. There's a long, painful silence.
You read the clue?
Rainy professor and naughty student. My ex and I just swapped cards.
Boney slips the undies into an evidence bag. Nick stares, almost mesmerized. Boney nods towards the clue.
What's next? Where's the little brown house?
No idea.
This is an obvious stone wall. Boney picks the clue from him. Plucks.
I'll make you a copy.
Interior somewhere, sometime. An elegant silver pen, cursives over a diary. Date October 11th, 2009. We see the words as we hear.
I've sworn never to be one of those wives. I think I've done a pretty good job.
Interior Brooklyn brownstone bedroom. Pre-dawn. Amy is in bed, awakened by the rattling of the front door. Interior Brooklyn brownstone living room. Pre-dawn. Amy crosses to the door, opens it to see Nick, drunk, disheveled, trying to get his key in. A pause as she stares down at him.
Hello, handsome.
I'm a little drunk.
I see that.
David and Alex and I ended up.
I don't care.
She kisses him, swipes a finger along his jawline.
Body glitter. How fancy of you.
He starts to explain. She kisses him again.
Baby, I really don't care.
Interior Brooklyn brownstone bedroom. Pre-dawn. Amy and Nick post sex in a big Victorian bedroom. Beautiful.
Let's swear we'll never be like them.
Who?
Amy makes a sweeping gesture. Everyone outside their window.
Every other couple we know. Wives who treat their men like hapless puppies to be trained and broken.
Nick knows this game, defining themselves by who they aren't.
Husbands who treat their wives like eccentric dictators to be appeased and contained.
Couples whose conversations revolve around to-do lists.
Couples. I think I may be laid off.
We're in a recession. If it happens, we'll deal with it. We have each other. Everything else is background noise.
A huge weight comes off Nick.
You are exceptional.
You are exceptional.
He brushes his fingers over her lips and kisses her, same as their first kiss, a ritual.
My turn. My parents' publishers dropped them. They're in debt up to their ears.
Not as awful.
They need to borrow from my trust fund.
How much?
Almost $1 million.
It's almost all.
This is where you say everything else is background noise.
Amy, if I'm laid off and you're laid off,
I told them I'd do it.
are you even talking to me?
Well, it is
You're saying.
their money, technically.
A hard moment. Nick finally blinks.
You're right. Everything else is background noise.
She studies him. He puts a finger to his chin. Their old code. No bullshit. Interior Nick's car. Kinko's parking lot. Night. Nick hops in his car, slaps a stack of Amy missing 8x10s on the passenger seat. Begins driving. As soon as he's out of the lot, he pulls out his disposable missed call. Missed call. Missed call. He dials voicemail. Interior Elliott Hotel Room. Night. It's omitted. Interior Nick's car. North Carthage Streets. Night.
Call me.
Nick drives into a rundown neighborhood. He pulls out clue number 2, a Xerox copy, from his pocket.
Hey, handsome man, let's go undercover. You be the hero, and I'll be his lover. Let's head on over to the little brown house.
Exterior Bill Dunn's house. Night. He pulls up to a blue house, a for sale sign in the yard.
We'll play hot, doting husband and sweet, loving spouse.
Interior Bill Dunn's kitchen. Night. Nick enters. Immediately an alarm starts. Beep, beep, beep. He pounds a few buttons. Reek, reek, reek. He dials the alarm company on his cell.
Hi, my alarm is going off. Nicholas Dunn. Maybe under my dad's name, William.
Reek, reek, reek.
My wife's first pet's name? This is so unnecessary. Please don't.
Reek, reek, reek.
I'm telling you. Wait. Is it Puddles?
Flashing cop lights in the window, Nick hangs up. He spots the next Amy envelope marked clue 3 sitting on the kitchen counter. Stuffs it in his back pocket just as Boney enters.
Hello, stranger. Fancy meeting you here. We're good.
The alarm screeches another 3 seconds. Boney sips her giant coffee. The alarm turns off.
Dad's house, right?
Are you following me?
Why are you here?
I come by once a week, make sure the place hasn't burnt down.
She starts to nose around.
Everything seems fine. I'll walk you out.
Exterior Bill Dunn house night. Boney shines a flashlight on the house. It's blue.
Thought maybe this was the little brown house from the clue.
So blue.
Nick starts his engine without further ado. Interior Nick's car night. Nick pulls up to goes. He reads the note. Insert on note. We see the words as we hear.
Picture me. I'm a girl who is very bad. I need to be punished. And by punished, I mean had.
Nothing. He tries to calm himself. Can't. He slams his fists on the dashboard. Once, twice, 3 times.
It's where you keep goodies for anniversary 5. So open the door and look alive.
Interior somewhere, sometime. A pen. Bic. Gnarled at the top, cursiving over a diary. The date, July 18th, 2010. We see the words as we hear.
Want to test your marriage for weak spots? Add 1 recession. Subtract 2 jobs.
Interior Brooklyn brownstone day. She opens drapes, picks up beer cans and old takeout.
It's surprisingly effective.
Interior den day. Amy opens the door to reveal Nick in his boxers, beer cans next to him. He's flipping channels like the remote is a gun. He watches her as she tidies. She sees a shopping bag, starts pulling out the contents, a laptop, iPod, a dozen PS2 games.
More games?
I thought I needed to shoot something.
What's the laptop for?
Laptoping.
She folds her arms, sighs, a let's talk sigh.
Right, I forgot. You can give your parents $879,000 without asking me, but God forbid I buy Legend of Zelda without your permission.
You're spending a lot.
Amy, I know you don't trust me. You don't trust my judgment. You don't trust my intentions.
What are you talking about?
That's the basic tenet of a prenup, right?
Why are you throwing that in my face again?
As easy as wrong.
Nick, I don't get it. It's like you're daring me to be someone I don't want to be. The nagging wife, the controlling bitch. I'm not that person. I'm your wife.
That reaches Nick a beat. He takes a breath.
I'm sorry. I haven't had a job. I haven't had a job since I was 12. I mowed lawns, dug post holes, and flipped burgers. I wrote all these shitty jobs so I could go to college and get a job. And I don't know how to not have a job.
You'll get another.
His cell rings. He lets it.
It's great that we have your money. At least when I had a job, that was different. I'm beholden to you.
He checks display and sees who it is. Picks up.
Here you go. What's wrong?
Suddenly, I knew everything was about to get worse.
Exterior Drury Lodge morning. A close-up of Amy's photo on a homemade poster held by a little girl hopping out of an SUV. The child drags it through a busy parking lot. 2 news vans, SUVs, station wagons. Women pile out. A strangely festive air. Many wearing red, white, and blue of the 4th of July weekend. Title card, July 7th, 2012. 2 days gone. Interior Drury Lodge ballroom. Jesus Christ, morning! Volunteers transform the dingy ballroom into the Find Amy headquarters. Phone banks plugged in, a giant Amy headshot is hung, donuts. A few photographers take shots. It feels like the desperate campaign headquarters of a losing politician. Nick enters and friends and neighbors rush to welcome him. He makes old women blush. He charms the bashful kids of old girlfriends. Lots of hugs. A group of over-tanned 40-somethings eye Nick, whispering like girls. Their leader, Shauna, catches Nick's eye. Nick smiles politely. From across the room, Go sees all this and rolls her eyes. Same as always. Mary Beth sees it, and it is noted. Nick extricates himself and spots Boney heading to him. He passes Desi Callings, all grown up and unrecognized. Desi is protectively holding a handful of flyers with Amy's photo. The two exchange a glance as they pass each other.
Do you know that guy?
Oh, don't worry. We videotape everyone who comes in or out of these things. You tend to get a lot of
Do-gooders?
freaks. Hey, meant to ask you, Noelle Hawthorne.
Nick shrugs. Who?
Lives on your street. Amy's best friend.
I never heard the name Noelle Hawthorne.
She and her husband have triplets.
Oh, right. No, best friend? Amy doesn't even know her. I mean, to wave hi, but no.
At the snack table, a homeless guy is stealing food. Nick excuses himself to have words with him as Gilpin sidles up.
He acted like Noelle was a complete stranger.
Of course he did.
Nick hands the homeless guy a bag of bagels to go.
Look. He's being a good guy, so we can all see him be a good guy.
You really don't like him. Ouch, ouch,
What's
ouch.
to like?
Volunteers are dispersing to search sites. Each volunteer is holding a colored piece of paper with the name of a site on it. Forest Glen, Riverwalk. Nick spots Mary Beth and Rand leaving and is about to head over when he gets another glimpse of Desi. The two lock eyes. Nick can't quite place him, but Desi starts moving and Nick follows, weaving through the crowd. Exits into interior hallway day. The hallway is vacant. Nick's disposable begins buzzing. He ducks farther down the hall. Nick is picking up just as Sean appears around the corner. Nick abruptly ends the call.
Nick! Hi, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Shauna Kelly.
Nick nods, thanks. He's seething at the interruption.
I am so sorry for your troubles.
That's very kind.
He gives her an after you gesture, but she doesn't budge.
Are you remembering to eat?
A lot of cold cuts.
Again, after you.
I'm gonna fix you up my world famous chicken frito pie.
That's very sweet of you and very unnecessary.
He tries again to get past her. He pats her on the arm as a goodbye. She puts her hand on top of his.
You have to keep up your strength.
She digs through her handbag, grabs a cell, jams her face against his.
Say, a chicken frito pie.
Nick, just wanting to leave, reflexively grins. Click. She shows him the photo. The two of them, cheek to cheek. Shauna's glossed lips pouty. Without context, and even with, the photo is wildly inappropriate. A little sleazy.
Oh, you know what? Please leave that, would you?
Honey, it's a nice photo.
It's just not appropriate. Do me a favor, would you?
Shauna debates.
I'm asking you nicely. Please delete that photo.
Nick tries to lean past her and hit delete. She holds the cell away from him. Hey! He tries to grab it.
What is wrong with you?
Nick grabs her arm. It's the first time he seems dangerous.
You can't share that with anyone.
I'll share it with anyone I like.
And now she's sure to share it. Shauna scrambles past him, shoots down the hall to the elevator.
Asshole.
Nick rests his head against the wall, breathes.
Politic effort done.
Interior Drury Lodge day. The room is almost empty. Go is waiting, eating a donut.
Mary Beth's pissed.
Exterior Sawyer Beach day. A small, disgusting sandbar. Overflowing trash bins, dirty diapers, a bench covered in obscene graffiti. Volunteers are fanning along the river, searching. A search dog is sniffing Amy's dress. Nick walks with Mary Beth. It's like you're the goddamn homecoming king!
My mom, it was a big deal to her. That I'd be polite, courteous, gentleman.
It looked like you were having fun.
Mary Beth, I'm in a nightmare here. I'm just trying to be nice to the people who are trying to find Amy.
I'm sorry. You're right. She tapes a flyer to a tree, sniffs, looks down. God, this place literally smells like feces. You really came here the morning of your anniversary?
That's why I come here, because no one comes here.
Interior Dunhouse day. Boney holds a giant coffee and a sheath of credit card statements, talking to an officer who holds a clipboard.
Find any golf clubs, like real fancy?
No, nothing like that.
Interior bedroom day. Boney is peering through Amy's closet and underwear drawer. She pulls out a few undies. Nothing racy, nothing red.
How big's their TV?
Nah,
65-inch?
yeah, nowhere near that big.
Okay, kibble?
Excuse me?
He asked me to feed his cat.
The doorbell rings and rings and rings, insistent. Boney speaks into her walkie.
Will you please escort Mrs. Hawthorne and her children behind the police line?
The doorbell rings and then stops. Omitted. Interior Dunhouse day. Omit. Exterior Nick's neighborhood. Later. Interior Go's living room. Night. Go is nursing a beer. On TV. Ellen Abbott. Blow-dried, red-lipped, leather-jacketed, and in a photo box is Nick and his killer smile. Look at that pie-eating grin from a guy whose wife is missing. Kinda weird, don't you think? Nick bangs in, drops his handful of Amy flyers. Go turns off the TV, grabs a beer for him. Both beers are in hand-crocheted cozies. I almost said crocheted.
How are you doing?
He gives a shrug.
How's Mary Beth?
She's freaked out.
And you?
He waits her out.
Hey, have you told me everything?
Of course.
Everything?
Why would you even say that?
Ever since you walked into the bar the morning Amy went missing, you feel off.
I am off. Go, everyone is studying me. Everyone is projecting their shit onto me. All I want right now is to sit with you and drink a beer and not be judged. Can we please just do that?
Of course.
They drink in silence. Go examines the hand-crocheted yarn cozy on her beer.
You know what I keep thinking?
Wish your mom were here.
Like I'm 12. Mom would fix this.
Go swallows her beer. Nick clearly doesn't want to talk.
I'm gonna go Benadryl myself to sleep. Love you.
Love you.
Interior somewhere, sometime. A Missouri souvenir pen cursives across the diary. Date, September 23rd, 2010. We see the words as we hear.
So here's a strange new sentence. I am a Missourian.
Interior, exterior, Nick's car, brownstone. Day, Nick and Amy pull away, a moving van behind them. The brownstone recedes in the rearview mirror. Rand and Mary Beth waving goodbye.
No money, no jobs. And then we heard from Go. Mama Marine, stage 4, breast cancer. So we moved to Missouri. I don't mind. I just wish she'd asked.
Interior, exterior, Nick's car, Dunhouse, day. The North Carthage house comes into view. Go and Mo wave on the front porch. Mo in a chemo hat, holding a welcome mat. Nick parks. The moving van parks behind them.
Nick is happy to be home, but I don't know if he's happy I'm with him.
Nick runs to hug Go and Mo, completely forgetting Amy. Interior done living room day. Amy stands in the middle of the future scene of the crime as it slowly fills with furniture.
I feel like something he loaded by mistake. Something to be jettisoned if necessary. Something disposable.
Nick puts an arm around her, gives her a smile.
I feel like I could disappear.
Interior Go's living room night. Nick is asleep on the couch. The TV flickers on an old 60s detective show. Just inside his bag, his disposable buzzes. Insert on display. I'm outside. Open up. Buzz. Nick wakes. Buzz. Reads. Jumps up. Flings the front door open just like a quiet dark streak. He runs to the back door, flings it open. There's Andy, 20. A cheerful fuck doll of a girl. Amy's beautiful. Andy's hot. Nick yanks her in.
Andy, shit.
Oh my god, I saw you on TV. That is so insane. She's vanished?
She wraps herself around one of his arms like a child.
She's just gone.
Oh my god, I have been so worried about you.
You're impossible to reach. You gotta pick up when I call you. Where the hell have you been?
Rehearsals.
What?
Godspell.
I was going to say Coachella. Nick can't believe it. He collapses on the couch. Andy sits next to him. She cuddles into him, nuzzles his chest.
My sister's asleep. You really shouldn't be here, Andy.
But I needed to see you.
They kiss. She wraps herself around him. Nick pulls away. She kisses him again. He pulls away.
Can you at least say you love me?
I love you, but sweetheart, we have to be real careful right now.
She pulls him toward her.
I've been so scared.
Between rehearsals?
You told me I needed to have my own life.
She places his arms around her, whispers in his ear.
I need you now.
She
Touch me.
Ooh, sorry, girl. She kisses him again. Soon they're tugging at each other's clothes. She is unbuttoning his pants when Nick rears away. She tries to pull him back. He unhooks her hands from him.
I can't. It's not smart.
Andy rehooks her arms around him. She's invading him like Ivy. Nick's not entirely resisting.
You haven't told anyone about us, have you? Texting, Facebook, anything that might be.
You buy my presents in cash. You talk to me on a disposable phone. Now you grill me like I'm a criminal. I'm your girlfriend.
Did you leave a pair of red panties in my office, Lacey?
I don't know. Maybe. They better be mine.
Think.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check my red panty inventory.
Baby, I need you to take this seriously. This is the last time we see each other until...
Andy is on top of him, but now pauses in her invasion.
Until when?
Until safe. Andy, she's my wife.
You told me you were going to get a divorce.
He grabs her by both arms.
Never say that out loud again.
She stares at his hands until he removes them. Then she takes them and places them back on her. She begins moving his arms like a puppet from her waist up to her breasts. She presses her cheek against his so she can whisper.
I don't want to fight. I just want to be with you. That's all I want.
She begins kissing him. Then she reclines, still holding his hands on her. She pulls down the top of her sundress, yanks the bottom hem over her red panties, arranges herself like a soft porn star, tugs at his pants.
The last time you'll see me, make the most of it, baby.
Interior somewhere, sometime. A pen for a funeral home. Gnarled cursives across the diary. Date October 2nd, 2011. We see the words as we hear.
My husband has come undone.
Exterior Dunn house, day. People in black are filing up the sidewalk. Women bearing foil-covered casseroles, men bearing bottles of liquor. Interior Dunn dining room, day. A crowd in black, murmuring, consoling. A table packed with funeral food, butter rolls, sandwiches, and bread dips. Nick and Go are together, greeting mourners. Amy is off by herself.
We moved to Missouri to save Maureen, but it turns out we couldn't.
Interior Dunn kitchen night. Nick is at a laptop looking at his online bank account. As he hears Amy, he switches the screen to his fantasy baseball.
I used the loss of my trust fund to buy him a bar, but so far it's just costing us more money.
Interior Dunn bedroom, day. Nick is on top of Amy, thrusting into her from behind, a hand in her hair, mostly dressed. She's in a bathrobe. He's dressed for work.
Nick uses me for sex when he wants.
Nick pulls off her, kisses her cheek.
Otherwise, I don't exist.
Interior Dunn bedroom night. Nick is primping in front of the mirror.
Last night, I went from desperate to pathetic. I became someone I don't even like, the kind of woman I used to mock. You're out so much. Stay with me.
I'm already late, Aim.
Well, then can I come?
There's a bunch of dumb high school buddies.
He kisses her on the cheek. Amy gets in front of him by the door.
Dior code. No bullshit.
Babe, I thought we weren't going to be those people.
He tries to get around her. She blocks him again. Sigh. He does the code brusquely as he tries to get past her.
Hey, I was thinking something positive. Maybe it's time.
Now is the worst time.
It'd be a new start. For us, for me, I'd have a real purpose here.
He grabs her by the arms, moves her.
Trial's not a hobby, Amy.
Oofda. He heads downstairs, Amy trailing. Interior stairway, night.
Not a hobby, an inspiration.
Interior foyer, night. Amy blocks his exit out the front door, a dark moment.
We could have this fight 4 hours ago.
I didn't know it was going to be a fight.
You really want to be the couple who has kids to save our marriage?
Safe?
Ring night, jumpstart, whatever works for you?
You said save.
He goes to leave. She puts a hand on the door.
You're really just going to walk out now? You are such a coward.
He grabs her hard, pushes her from the door.
Bye.
We can't go on like this. I won't.
What? This isn't good enough for Miss Amazing?
It's not even close to good enough.
Oof! Snap! Nick shakes her, shoves her. She falls and hits her head hard on the newel post. He stands over her, fists clenched, until he takes a breath.
Shit. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He sits beside her, holds her in his arms.
What scared me wasn't that he pushed me. What scared me was how much he wanted to hurt me more. What scared me is that I'd finally realized I am frightened of my own husband.
Interior Boney's car, mall parking lot night. Boney and Gilpin in the vast, empty mall parking lot.
You sure we don't need backup?
I'll protect you.
Exterior mall night. They walk the mall exterior. A suburbanite bursts out a far door, beelines to a minivan, tucking stash into his jorts. Interior mall night. Frozen escalators, dried fountains. The skylight is cracked. As Boney and Gilpin move toward the giant Dillards at the end, human beings hide, scuttle. We hear a baby cry.
Someone should burn this place.
A raccoon runs across the hall. They train flashlights on it.
You really think this is anything?
Cross it off the list.
Their flashlights pick up outlines of bodies asleep outside of closed clothing chains.
Nick Dunn played Little League with my kid brother.
Yeah.
He was nice to him. Not many kids were nice to my brother.
Interior pharmacy night. It's incredibly tidy, lit by camp lanterns, people drugged or passed out everywhere. Under a sign marked Home Goods, two teens in polo shirts are tweaking hard, pushing each other back and forth robotically, reciting the Gettysburg Address.
Now we are engaged in a great civil war.
A group of dealers, 30s and 40s, are reclining on sleeping bags like Boy Scouts, reading paperbacks by flashlight. They rise to meet Boney and Gilpin. They're lean, hardened, but dressed in cast-off clothes from their former lives. Gamma Phi Dad's Weekend 2011, Green Fair Golf Club, Mizzou Tigers. Jason, the leader, wears a short-sleeve button-down. He approaches with a tough face, smiles when he sees Boney.
What's up, Rhonda?
Testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated
Hi, Jason. Hi, Kyle. How you doing, Chad?
can long endure.
They nod greetings. Boney pulls out a photo of Amy.
Seen this girl around here?
Jason squints, looks closer, puts on a pair of cheap Magno glasses, his eyes turning to giant quarters.
We are met on a great battlefield of that war.
Why you ask?
We cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate.
This woman was reported missing.
We cannot hollow this ground.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I remember her.
The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it.
Drugs, pills, what?
Far above our poor power to add or detract.
She wanted a gun. Told her that's not my thing. I felt bad though. She seemed sweet. Real scared. Said it needed to be small so she could keep it close.
7 years ago, our fathers.
You're sure this is her?
You don't forget a girl like that in here. She was all pink. Valentine's Day.
Omit interior done kitchen night. Interior goes living room morning. Nick jerks awake, discovers Andy still next to him asleep. They are both in total disarray.
You gotta go. Gotta go now.
He is dressing her as he hustles her to her feet.
Promise me we'll talk every day from now on, no matter what.
Toward the back door. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Every day, Nick, or I'll go crazy.
I'll call you every day. Hurry.
She gives him a kiss that is more meaningful for her, farewell, my love, than him. Get out! She leaves. He shuts the door, leans back to see go in the kitchen.
You fucking idiot.
Title card, July 8th, 2012, 3 days gone.
Oh, you fucking asshole. You liar. You fucking lied to my fucking face.
Go. I'm sorry.
How old is she?
20.
How long?
Pause.
A year. A little over.
You've been lying to me for over a year?
If I told you, you'd convince me to stop, and I didn't want to stop.
God, it's so fucking small. You're a liar and a cheat, just like Dad.
Nick flinches, sees the punch land and deflates a bit, sits down at the kitchen table.
How'd you even meet her?
She's one of my students.
Ugh, I thought writers hated cliches.
I'm not a writer anymore.
Oh, wow, boo-hoo. I got laid off and I guess I'll fuck a 20-year-old.
It wasn't like that.
Go gives a look. Explain.
I can't tell you how bad it was, how shitty and small she made me feel all the time. Flyover boy. I came home every day and my stomach would hurt because I knew she'd be there, dissatisfied. And every morning, first row, Andy just made me happy.
Amy once made you happy?
Amy made me better. She made me work to be clever and thoughtful and cultured. Andy let me be.
This is so bad. If the cops find out.
It's worse. Boney found a pair of panties in my office where Andy and I sometimes, I can't figure out what the fuck they mean.
Are they super twats?
Andy, she wasn't sure.
So we're dealing with a 20-year-old who isn't sure where she leaves her undies.
She's a freak.
Free spirit is code for stupid.
If they're not Andy's, then Amy left them for me to find. A message.
Rekindle the romance.
Or fuck you.
Nick still isn't snapping too.
Nick, I was scared for you before. Now I'm fucking petrified. We're having a vigil tonight for your missing wife, and this morning you're kissing your college girlfriend goodbye. Can you imagine? Have you watched TV lately?
She turns on the TV, begins flipping through the DVR. She has a pile of Ellen Abbott live episodes in her queue.
Ellen Abbott is all over your shit.
On TV, Ellen Abbott, blow-dried, angry, is hosting. I mean, what is wrong with this barkeep? His wife is missing, and here's Nick Dunn for you, flirting. On TV, Shauna Kelly photo. Nick and Shauna, cheek to cheek. It looks more lurid without context.
Who the hell is that?
Nick stares. Fuck!
Who the fuck is that?
Go is almost as livid as Ellen.
Some tragedy groupie.
Cute pic, huh? You know, most men, if their wives are missing, they look for them. On the show today, we have defense attorney Tanner Bolt, patron saint to wife killers everywhere. Tanner Bolt, would you actually consider defending Nick Dunn?
Oh God, please.
Tanner Bolt, 40s, a potent mix of gravitas and showmanship.
Thank you, Ellen, as always, for such a warm welcome. And of course I defend Nick Dunn. Look, just because the guy isn't weeping doesn't mean he's not hurting.
Tanner, the hallmark of a sociopath is lack of empathy.
The fact is, you'd have to be a sociopath to behave normally in this situation. Because it's the most abnormal situation in the world.
Excuse me. Tanner, are you trying to tell me that this photo is remotely in the realm of acceptable behavior?
You are making an awfully big deal about one snapshot.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, Tanner Bolt. Ever heard that phrase?
Innocent until proven guilty, Ellen. Heard that one?
Nick hits pause just as Ellen opens her giant spewing maw.
I'm so sick of being picked apart by women.
You need to hire Tanner Bolt.
I don't deserve that.
Oh, that's exactly what you deserve. Go home, Nick.
Interior family room day. Nick enters. The crime scene is still very much in evidence. Nick writes a few things. Bleecker trots behind him. Interior kitchen day. Nick walks into the kitchen past the now removed baseboard where the blood was. He sifts through the freezer, ignores containers with Amy's handwriting. Eat your veggies! He grabs the ice cream, eats a spoonful as he looks out the window and sees cops are bagging Nick's trash. A cop waves to Nick. Nick waves back. Interior somehow. Somewhere. Sometime. Somehow, somewhere, sorry. Pen, blood red ink, cursives across the diary. I can already hear you glaring. And the date, February 14th, 2012. We now see the words as we hear.
For Valentine's Day, I thought I'd buy a gun. That's how crazy I've become.
Interior done, bathroom day. Amy is soaking in the tub when she opens her eyes to see Nick standing in the doorway. He turns heel.
Nick wants me gone, but he won't ask for a divorce. In his mind, I'm the owner of his bar, his only line of credit, the girl with the prenup.
Interior done bedroom night. Amy wakes up, turned to find Nick watching her.
I could go home to my parents, but I'd have to tell them the truth. And I don't even know if I believe the truth.
Interior done guest room night. Amy untucks the bed, removes the pillows, gets in.
Can I really think Nick would hurt me? I'm being paranoid, crazy.
She sits in bed and watches the door.
I'd just sleep better with a gun.
Interior police station night. Boney is meeting with Gilpin and Donnelly. TV is mute on the Ellen Abbott Nick Dunn show with the Shauna photo.
I cannot believe we haven't arrested this guy.
We're not going to arrest anybody just because Ellen Abbott says so.
Why are you so easy on him? You got a crush?
One, I'm conducting an investigation, not a witch hunt. Two, don't talk to me that way.
She was trying to buy a gun.
We don't know who or what was scaring her. Give me the update.
No drug angle has panned out. Cross that off the list. I talked to the nurses who care for Nick's dad. Guy's a bastard. But he's weak as a kitten. Cross that off the list.
Donnelly starts a video. It's Nick's kitchen in dark. Slowly, the area begins glowing like a neon Jackson Pollock. Wild sprays of blood all over the wall.
Whoa.
The luminol lit up the kitchen like the 4th of July. The blood is profuse, and it's Amy's wife, B. We'll have DNA soon.
Thoughts on a weapon?
The trajectory indicates blunt force, probably a baseball bat, a club, a 2x4.
The video pans to the floor. We can see a handprint that is smeared along the floor as if the owner was being dragged.
She fell here. I doubt she got back up.
Any Amy's medical records?
Any second.
On the TV comes a wedding portrait of Nick and Amy.
My wife says he killed her.
Well, if Tiffany says.
Exterior of the bar night. Nick exits the bar and walks across the street up the long steps toward the vigil for Amy. Exterior town park night. The park glows under camera lights. Journalists practice live shots. The local news vans are joined by a half dozen regional, Arkansas, Tennessee, Illinois, and a few cable. Nick is besieged by reporters all the way to the platform. Rand and Mary Beth give him cool for the camera hugs. Boney is scanning the crowd, Gilpin with her. Hundreds of candles. Go enters, gets a candle. She and Nick catch each other's eye. Nick gives a huge relieved smile. She returns it at a slightly lower volume. Nick is ushered to the mic.
My wife, Amy Elliott Dunn, has been missing now for 3 days. I beg anyone who has any information to help us.
Amy stares at Nick from 100 Find Amy t-shirts.
I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak with you tonight in my hometown. Let me first say this. I had nothing to do with the disappearance of my wife. I am cooperating fully with the police. I have never hired a lawyer. I have nothing to hide. Some so-called journalists, especially a certain Southern Belle who shall remain nameless, have taken up a lot of TV hours talking about me. Tonight, I think it's time we talk about my wife.
A scan of the crowd, dipping in on conversations.
He's hot.
He's creepy.
Amy is my soulmate. She's sweet, charming, and wise. I love you, Amy.
Scanning the crowd, Nick suddenly meets eyes with Andy as...
I love my wife. I might not always perform for the cameras. I may be punished for that. That's fine. But I ask the media, harass me. But don't harass people of this town.
A few claps. Noelle Hawthorne, visibly pregnant, angry, begins cutting through the candlelit crowd, towing triplets. Nick!
Mock me, but please don't make a circus of this investigation.
Noelle is moving quickly. A lot of clapping. Noelle, furious, stops trying to reach the stage and just digs in and hollers. Where's your wife, Nick?
Let the police do their jobs.
What did you do to your pregnant wife? The cameras and crowds are off Nick and on to Noelle.
Let's find...
Did you tell them that, Nick? Did you tell them that Amy was 6 weeks pregnant? Pregnant, pregnant, pregnant echoes across the park. Nick is trapped in the flash of 100 bulbs. Journalists begin screaming, Nick, was Amy pregnant? Nick, is this true? Go stands stunned, melting wax dripping from her candle. Andy runs away in tears. Pandemonium. Total chaos. Boney and Gilpin usher Nick into a squad car, fending off the push of the media. Boney signals the driver, go, go, go! Interior done living room night. The curtains glow with the rays of the TV lights outside. We hear Boney's name being called by the reporters. Bless you.
Stay behind the line, please. Do not cross the line.
Nick opens the door pre-doorbell. Ushers in Boney and Gilpin. The journos go wild. Door shut.
Did you know your wife was pregnant?
Noel Hawthorne is crazy. She doesn't even know Amy.
Boney ushers him to the table. Boney sprays a dozen photos across photos across it. Amy and Noel, all seasons. Almost a year's worth.
Look like pretty good friends to me.
Nick examines the photos. A beaming, cheerful Amy.
She's not pregnant.
We have our medical records coming. So let's talk while we wait. We'll start with here, crime scene. See, we've seen dozens of home invasions.
Dozens and dozens and dozens.
This area looked wrong from the second we saw it. The whole thing looked staged. I mean, watch this.
She stands, points at 3 slender antique frames on the mantelpiece. She stomps. They all immediately fall face down.
Yet, they remained upright throughout life and death struggle.
What do you want me to say?
You do any housekeeping the day your wife went missing?
No.
Okay, because our guys did a luminol test, and I'm sorry to tell you, the kitchen lit up. Amy lost a lot of blood there. A lot.
Oh my God.
And then someone mopped it up.
Wait. If someone was staging a crime scene, why mop up the blood?
No blood, no body suggests kidnapping, which tells us to look at people outside the house.
Like the homeless you keep mentioning.
A pool of blood and no body suggests homicide, which tells us to look at the people inside the house, which is what we're doing here.
A beat. Nick tries to keep his cool.
So, how was your marriage, Nick? Right now, all we got is Noelle.
And she says not good.
Gil, what do you and your wife argue about? What pisses you off?
Money, lack thereof.
Me and my ex, same. I mention it because we've had a look at your finances, Nick. Phew.
She scatters a dozen credit card bills across the table, all with Nick's name, all marked late. Pay now.
$117,000 in credit card debt in the past year alone.
Let me see those.
Nick scans the bills.
We pulled up some of the merchandise, fun little splurges.
She sets out printouts of online purchase pages, the TV, golf clubs. Boney was asking about an inventory. Also, a robot dog and a Fender electric guitar.
Jesus. This is identity theft or something. These cars aren't mine. I mean, I don't even golf.
I do. You bought some great clubs.
I like the robot dog.
Okay, let's talk about life insurance.
Wait, we need to look into this.
In April, you bumped up Amy's life insurance up to $1.2 million.
That was Amy's idea.
You filed the paperwork.
For her. Jesus.
Boney's cell phone rings. She picks up. They all wait.
Okay. For sure? Okay. Pregnant.
Nick wails, grabs his highball glass, throws it at the wall.
So, my question becomes...
I think I need a lawyer.
Gilpin can't help but smirk at Boney. Exterior, done house later. Go fights her way through the bramble of media. Every crew from the Vigil and more trying to get a react. Provoking. Go, is your brother a killer? She finally makes it through, flips off a nasty cameraman. This footage will come to haunt her. Interior Nick's bedroom night. Nick is on the phone. Go follows his voice into his room.
Rand, no.
Nick registers Go with a nod.
I had no idea she was pregnant. I'm shocked. Look, the fact of the matter is Amy didn't want kids. I was as surprised as you were.
Nick stares at phone. Rand hung up.
You told me you didn't want kids.
I tried to put a good face on.
You told me many times you didn't want kids. Then suddenly you have a pregnant wife. That's a problem for you, especially when you add in the huge debt and secret girlfriend.
Stop watching Ellen Abbott.
You have to fucking talk to me.
Nick's disposable rings and rings and rings, then silence.
Look, Amy didn't want me to tell you just another reason for you to dislike her. So it was easier to...
Lie to me? Right.
I wanted kids. We've been trying, no luck. When we moved back here, way back when, we even went to a fertility clinic.
It didn't work?
She didn't even try. I did my part.
Masturbate?
And when it came time for her, and she decided no, not interested after all, no thanks.
I just don't believe you anymore.
He disappears into the closet, returns with a shoebox, pulls out sheet marked notice of disposal.
Well, a year later, I get this. Declare's going to toss out my deposit if we don't contact them. I gave her the letter. Next day, I see it in the trash.
You were with Andy by then, right?
I wanted a baby with Amy. Amy. A year ago, Amy being pregnant, that would have been the best news ever.
He kicks the shoebox across the room. The papers from the shoebox scatter across the floor. Go picks up a blue note.
When your poor Amy has a cold, this dessert just must be... This is the clue you couldn't solve, right?
He shrugs. She pulls out a letter on posh stationery.
A letter from Desi, that creepy boyfriend of Amy's?
The adoring rich guy who'd still do anything for her. It's fucking wrong.
She holds up another document.
Your prenup?
She sets the box down, backs away.
Nick, why have you kept this stuff? It's like a little box of hate.
I did go. I hated her.
I love you, no matter what, but you need to tell me.
What are you asking, Go?
She exits, heads down the steps.
Are you actually asking me if I murdered my wife, Go?
I would never ask you that.
She leaves. We hear her name erupt from the media outside. Exterior, Bill Dunn's house, establishing night. Interior, Bill Dunn's house, kitchen, night. Boney heads to basement door. Gilpin trailing, annoyed.
Why was he here that night? His wife was missing. Why come here?
Who cares, Rhonda? We got this. Let's make the arrest.
You know how hard it is to make a murder case without a body. It's incredibly difficult. So I want one last thing.
What's that?
Interior, Bill Dunn's house, basement, night. They reach the basement. Dirt floor, giant whooshing furnace.
Want a body.
Exterior, Dunn house, establishing, night. The final TV bands begin pulling away. Interior, Dunn living room, night. Nick stares at the final clue. He writes keywords: girl, bad, punished, goodies, 5. Open the door as we hear Amy.
Picture me. I'm a girl who is very bad. I need to be punished, and by punished, I mean had. It's where you keep goodies for anniversary 5. So open the door and look alive.
Interior, somewhere, sometime, a pen. OBGYN with a stork, cursives, I can't, cursives across the diary, damn it. July 5th, 2012. We see the words as we hear.
I'm not going to be scared anymore.
Interior, Dunn kitchen day. She was looking through cabinets, finds a jar marked with her writing. Eat your beans. She pulls out a lentil.
I thought our marriage was dead, and then the most wonderful thing. Our baby is 6 weeks in my belly today, the size of a lentil. So for the baby's sake, I'm going to be positive from now on. Sane. Happy.
Interior, Amy's office day. We finally pull up and see Amy holding the stork pen.
I will practice believing my husband loves me and will love this baby, that this child really might save our marriage.
She looks out the window and sees Nick as we first saw him, standing in the yard, watching the sunrise. He turns and heads towards the house with those purposeful strides.
But I could be wrong.
Interior Nick's living room night. Nick is frantically scribbling, copying words from the note. Wood, oak, maple, cradle, where store wood. Punish, he rises, his face is twisted.
Because sometimes the way he looks at me.
Interior Bill Dunn's house, basement night. Bonnie on her hands and knees looks up and sees the flame of the furnace light, the door ajar.
I think, man of my dreams.
Exterior Dunn house night. Nick hustles to the tree line, begins running.
Father of my child.
Interior somewhere sometime. We see Amy close the diary, see the cover finally.
This man of mine may kill me.
Interior Bill Dunn's house, basement night. Bonnie frowns into the furnace. She pulls out the diary. Exterior Go's house night. Nick runs behind the house toward a decrepit old woodshed. Door opens onto Nick's face.
He may truly kill me.
A sick realization dawns on Nick. Oh man, oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man, oh god. Black screen.
I'm so much happier now that I'm dead.
It's not recording. Interior Amy's Festiva day. Amy is breezing down the highway. Picture of freedom, hair flowing in the wind. On the seat next to her, all the pens from her diary entries wobble. Amy grabs the pen from the first diary entry. Pink, feathered, silly, and snaps it in two.
Technically missing, soon to be presumed dead.
Exterior highway day. The Festiva zips past a sign, leaving North Carthage. Y'all come back now. The broken pink pen hits like a gunshot.
Gone.
Title card, July 5th, 2012, 11:17 a.m., the morning of. Interior Amy's Festiva day. Amy's forearm is bandaged like a blood donor's.
I am gone, and my lazy, lying, cheating, oblivious husband will go to prison for my murder.
A close-up of a to-do list. Fuck Nick Dunn. Next to each item is a checkbox. We scan down to item 133. Get rid of pens. Amy looks into her rear view as North Carthage fades away.
Nick Dunn took my pride and my dignity and my hope and my money.
Amy grabs the Amazing Amy wedding pen and snaps it.
He took and took from me until I no longer existed. That's murder. Let the punishment fit the crime.
A scroll down Amy's to-do list, which is aged, wrinkles, coffee splotches, a single drop of blood. It is in 3 columns, 154 items long in chronological order. On July 5th, 2012, in the largest block letters, it reads, Kill Amy. Interior Dunn living room day. Amy is surrounded by true crime books, watching Ellen Abbott.
To fake a convincing murder, you will have to have discipline.
Exterior Forest Glen day. Amy is talking to an outraged, attentive Noelle as they walk.
You befriend an idiot and cram her with stories about your husband's temper.
Interior Dunn bedroom night. We see Amy on her laptop, a scattering of credit cards, all in Nick's name nearby. On the website of an upscale gadget store, Robot Dog is featured. She clicks add to cart.
You create some money troubles.
Interior Dunn living room day. Nick's watching TV. Amy has him sign papers. He barely looks.
You bump up your life insurance.
Exterior Riverwalk day. Amy is joining a visibly pregnant Noelle on a power waddle. They run into another pregnant woman, Noelle, and the women compare bellies.
And then you realize the pièce de resistance, your story was missing.
A third woman smiles approvingly as she passes. Amy is assessing the situation with her expert eye.
America loves pregnant women, as if it's so hard to spread your legs. You know what is hard? Faking a pregnancy.
Interior Amy office day. Amy is following the steps on YouTube. How to drain a toilet.
First, you drain your toilet.
Interior Dunn living room day. A pitcher of lemonade with 2 large glasses sits on the table. Noelle, embarrassed, is peering out of bathroom.
Invite pregnant idiot for lemonade.
Interior Dunn downstairs bathroom night. Amy, hands and dish gloves, dips a ladle into the toilet.
Steal pregnant idiot's urine.
Interior doc office bathroom day. Amy pours urine from the jar into specimen cup.
Voila. A pregnancy is now part of your legal medical record.
She looks in the mirror and practices receiving the good news. Then she steals a handful of needle catheters. Exterior parking lot night. Amy swaps cash for keys with a couple. The wife holds a baby.
By getaway car.
Interior done living room day. Amy watches Nick drive away. As soon as he hits the corner, she starts staging her murder scene, tossing tables, upturning the ottoman, throwing herself around violently.
Stage crime scene.
She examines the room's disarray. Good. As she leaves, she notices the picture frames face down and writes them. Interior kitchen day. Amy sits on the floor with a stolen medical needle in her vein. Her blood is pooling steadily onto the floor.
You're gonna need to bleed a lot.
She consults her forensics for dummies. Blood spatter. She dips fingers into her pooling blood, flings her hands toward the baseboard. Exact match from the book. She does it again. She begins finger painting the floor with her blood. She removes the needle and tapes her wound. She mops the blood on the floor with the paper towels. Wipes the blood from the baseboard except the specks Boney saw. Ziplocks the towels.
You need to clean.
Interior done bedroom night. Amy is writing in her diary, shots of her in different clothes, different seasons, with all those pens we recognize, but always at her desk in the North Carthage house.
You need a diary. Minimum 272 entries on the Nick and Amy story. Start with the fairy tale early days. Those are true, and those are crucial. You want Nick and Amy to be likable. After that, you invent the spending, the abuse, the fear, the pregnancy, the murder. And Nick thought he was the writer.
Interior Bill Dunn's basement night. Amy is delicately staging the diary inside the furnace.
Burn it just the right amount.
Interior Bill Dunn's kitchen night. Amy changes the code on the alarm, smiling.
Make sure the cops will find it.
Exterior goes woodshed dusk. Amy smiling into the woodshed.
Finally, honor tradition with a very special treasure hunt.
Interior Festiva day. Amy drives along the river watching it.
The world will hate Nick for killing his beautiful pregnant wife. And when I'm ready, I'll go out on the ocean with a handful of pills and a couple of stones. If they find my body, they'll know.
Interior water day. Splash! Amy's body cuts through the water, feet first. She's bound, but already the binds are unraveling. One arm comes loose and it trails along lazily behind her as if she's waving goodbye. Her hair flows behind her. Her dress swirls around her waist like it's made of watercolor.
That Nick dumped his beloved like garbage, and she floated down past all the other abused, unwanted, inconvenient women.
Amy's body floats ghostly past several other female bodies in varying states of decay. Snails are barnacled to her legs. Fish dart in and out of her hair like it's seaweed.
Then Nick will die too.
Exterior gas station establishing day. The Festiva is parked in an empty lot. Interior gas station bathroom day. Amy looks at herself in the warped gas station mirror.
Nick and Amy will be gone, but we never really existed.
Title card, July 5th, 2012, 1:17 p.m., 2 hours gone. From her plastic bag, she removes scissors and begins angrily sawing off her hair.
Nick loved a girl I was pretending to be. Cool girl. Men always use that as the defining compliment, don't they? She's a cool girl.
She unpacks hair dye, dons the dye gloves, and squirts.
Cool girl is fun. Cool girl is game. Cool girl is hot.
Dye packed on her head, Amy deposits the long blonde hair cuttings into a Ziploc bag marked Amy hair. She eats a candy bar.
Cool girl never gets angry at her man.
She sheds her tight jeans, size 2, and her Spanx, refastens her money belt, and puts on a sundress, size 8, her extra flesh filling it easily. She shampoos her hair, rinses, brushes.
She only smiles in a chagrined, loving manner and then presents her mouth for fucking. Go ahead, come on me. I don't mind. I'm a cool girl.
Interior Festiva afternoon. Amy drives past a caravan of 20-somethings. Different girls peer out at her, dismissive. One girl is flowy-haired, boho. A second is rockabilly cute. A third is shop girl hot. Title card, July 5th, 2012, 4:17 p.m., 5 hours gone.
The window dressing varies. The personality's the same. Cool girl likes what he likes and puts him first and does it all with a fucking smile.
Exterior Festiva late afternoon, driving south. The trees get lush.
I waited years for the pendulum to swing the other way, for men to read Jane Austen and make out with each other while we leer, and then we'd say, yeah, he's a cool guy.
The Missouri souvenir pen hits another sign. Lake of the Ozarks, 89 miles. Amy eats chili Fritos, drinks a pop.
I will admit, for someone who likes to win, it's tempting to be the girl every guy wants.
The forest surrenders to a glowing Walmart. Amy pulls in. Title card, July 5th, 2012, 6:17 p.m., 7 hours gone.
When I met Nick, I knew he wanted cool girl. For him, I was willing to try. I wax stripped my pussy raw and blew him semi-regularly. I drank bourbon and bantered. I laughed at my mistakes. I made fun of myself. I was game.
Interior Walmart, late afternoon. Amy examines sheets, grudgingly adds 300 count to her cart, along with toiletries, swimsuit, cleaning items, tampons.
Nick teased things out of me I didn't know existed. A lightness, a humor, an ease. And I made him smarter, sharper. I inspired him to rise to my level. I forged the man of my dreams.
Interior Festival, late afternoon, driving farther, a sign for Lake of the Ozarks, 10 miles. The roads get smaller and smaller till we hit gravel.
We were happy pretending to be other people. We were the happiest couple we knew.
Exterior hideaway cabin, sunset. Amy pulls in. Interior hideaway lobby, sunset. From her money belt, Amy pulls 200 cash, receives her key.
But Nick got lazy. He became someone I did not agree to marry.
Exterior cabin, dusk. She grabs her bags and heads inside, barely noticing Greta, 20s, smoking. Greta notices Amy, or at least all of her stuff.
And he actually expected me to love him unconditionally.
Interior cabin night. It's a one-room studio. Not shabby chic, but shabby kitsch. Title card, July 5th, 2012, 9:17 p.m., 10 hours gone.
Then he dragged me, penniless, to the navel of the country and found himself a newer, younger, easier, bouncier, cool girl.
She tests faucets, opens and closes blinds, sets down shelf paper, strips the bedclothes, and puts on her new sheets.
You think I would let him destroy me and end up happier than ever? No, never. He doesn't get to fucking win.
Interior cabin bathroom night. She enters the bathroom, stares at her reflection. She is sunburnt from the day, transformed.
He needs to learn. Grown-ups work for things. Grown-ups pay. Grown-ups suffer consequences.
I'm sorry, she looks under the sink, a toolbox. She takes out a hammer, sizes up her cheek, hits herself once, twice. Exterior woodshed, night. Nick finally stands, strides to Go's back door. She opens.
I need to show you something.
Exterior woodshed, night. Inside sits the golf clubs, the robot dog, the TV, everything on Nick's credit cards. Go takes a shocked step back.
Is that all the stuff from the credit cards?
Go. Amy's last clue. Where you store goodies for her anniversary. Thought. Wood.
Woodshed.
Your woodshed.
That fucking bitch. Where's your gift?
Interior Go's kitchen, night. Nick sets a giant box with a blue envelope on the table. Go opens the envelope. Big heart on it with the words, "The End."
Dear husband, I know you think you're moving through this world unseen. Don't believe that for a second.
Nick gingerly opens the box. Inside are two giant wooden puppets, a male in motley holding a club and a female.
I know where you've been and I know where you're going.
Attached to the female puppet is a baby.
For this anniversary, I've arranged a trip. Follow the river, up, up, up. So sit back and relax.
Nick drops into a chair.
Because you are done. What's up river?
Up the river. Prison.
Fucking crazy bitch.
She's framed me for her murder.
You are married to a psychopath.
Excuse me. Nick begins examining the male puppet. Under the motley is a thick club-like handle.
The morning of our anniversary, I was going to ask her for a divorce. I was just going to fake my way through another year, not another day.
What happened?
Before I could say a word, she told me to go somewhere and really think about our marriage. She knew I'd go to Sawyer.
He picks up the female puppet. She's missing her handle.
So you'd have no alibi.
She stage managed me. I really did go and think about our marriage, and I was really sure I wanted a divorce.
But by the time you got home,
She was gone. And God help me, the darkest worst part of me was relieved. My problem was solved.
your problem is just beginning.
He looks at the club Punch is holding.
They're Punch and Judy, that old puppet show.
Go grabs her laptop, plugs in words.
Violent, right?
On screen, a woodcutting of Punch beating Judy to death.
Punch kills their baby and then beats Judy to death.
Amy got pregnant. I got angry. Killed her and the baby.
What's the punchline?
Does Missouri have the death penalty?
Interior Ozark cabin morning, close up of a pen, Bob's bait shop. Amy in her nightgown is creating a calendar. Questions and hopeful timelines on different dates. July 14th, woodshed found. If not, call tip line. On July 26th, police know Andy. If not, call tip line. On July 28th, diary found. If not, call tip line. She flips the page. August 5th. Nick arrested. Flips the page September 5th in bright red ink. Writes, kill self? Flips the page October 5th in bright red ink. Kill self? November 5th in bright red ink. Kill self? She takes a poster of a kitten hanging from a tree. Hang in there. Tosses the poster. Hangs her calendar. Title card, July 6, 2012. One day gone. Exterior cabin day. Amy exits in a new, halting gait. Brave but damaged. Swimsuit under shorts. Greta is sitting outside, as always, smoking. Greta looks up.
Oh, hi, neighbor.
Amy smiles a hello. Her bruise is coming in nicely.
Oh, God, it's been weeks since I've had anyone decent next door.
I don't know how decent I feel.
Oh, as long as you don't own a Python blast death metal at 4 a.m., we're going to be best friends.
She offers a cigarette and Amy declines. Starts walking away. Greta follows like a coyote on the scent.
I'm Greta.
Nancy.
Going to the marina? I could use some milk.
Sorry, I gotta take care of some work.
Exterior pool day. Amy floats blissfully alone in the swimming pool, a pack of chips resting on her belly. Interior lobby business center day. One lone old computer whirs laboriously in the corner. Amy waits for the internet connection to pull up the Ellen Abbott site. We see Nick getting his photo taking at the press conference. Nick looking annoyed. Title card, July 7th, 2012. 2 days gone.
Come on, baby. Let's see it. Let's see that darling Nikki smile.
Then Nick flashing his grin. Amy lets out a thrilled squeal.
Asshole.
Then to findamazingamy.com. Amy's photo next to cartoon Amazing Amy wearing a Find Amy t-shirt with Amy's photo. She snaps off the computer. Exterior pool afternoon. Amy, one-pieced, is floating alone in the pool, a family-sized Kit Kat on her belly.
Hey, girl.
Amy doesn't even look up. Title card, July 8th, 2012. 3 days gone.
Nancy! Nancy!
Amy looks up to see Greta, bikini-eyed, arrive. She's trapped. Greta waves. Greta gets in and floats over, her pack of cigs balanced on her tiny belly.
A hot day.
Amy murmurs a yeah. Greta studies her. Amy turns away.
So where are you from? Let me guess. Nebraska?
Knife through heart.
New Orleans.
Greta frowns at this. Jeff, 30s, rangy but cute, walks past. Wave hello. Greta waves back, flirty.
I'm an expert oiler.
I just bet you are.
Hate for you to get tan lines.
Oh, so sweet.
She watches him trail off, and then back to Amy. He's so creepy.
So we have the same taste of men.
Ran into a door.
Oh, come on. Least you can do is not keep a secret for him.
Amy says nothing. Greta gives her a cigarette.
Let me guess. He was trying to watch the game and you were yapping about your day. No, you just didn't know when to shut up. And no, you didn't seem like much of a talker. You two were out dancing. No. Oh, can't picture you flirting around.
She tries again.
Oh, I got it. Caught your boy with some hot little skank. You made a stink and he apologized by busting you one. I know this story.
And worse.
Worse.
Exterior, the bar night. We see Amy walking across the bar parking lot as the bar goes dark and Nick and Andy tumble out, tipsy, their body language similar to Nick and Amy's on their meet cute. Snow is falling like the powdered sugar of their first kiss. No, he doesn't.
I went to the bar where he works to surprise him, and out he comes with this girl who had no business being in a bar.
Amy follows, stunned.
On our very first night together, we walked by a bakery, and they were having their sugar delivered. It was in the air everywhere, a sugar storm. And before he kissed me, he did this.
Exterior afternoon, Amy runs a finger over her lips just as we've seen Nick do.
So he could taste me.
Ugh. As exterior downtown North Carthage night, Nick stops Andy. He takes a finger and wipes her lips clean of snow, then kisses her. Amy watches in pure shock. Exterior pool afternoon.
Well, I followed them, and guess what?
Oh, no.
He did the same thing to her.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying! Interior airport morning. In the airport, all TVs display the morning network news. We see Regal Sharon Schreiber. Yeah? Polar opposite of Ellen Abbott.
Good morning, all. I'm Sharon Schreiber. A disturbing story from America's heartland.
On TV, a flash of Amy and Nick together smiling.
You've gone mainstream.
Title card, July 9th, 2012. 4 days gone. Exterior Tanner's office building, New York day. Nick hops out of a cab and hurries in. Interior office lobby day. Nick is scanning a directory. He finds Bolt Associates, floor 52, just as Tanner Bolt, surrounded by old establishment lawyers, strides through the lobby. Nick weaves his way urgently through the lunch crowds.
Mr. Bolt. Tanner Bolt.
Tanner is used to this. He keeps walking. Is about to give the brush off when he recognizes Nick.
Nick Dunn. I've been sitting by the phone, my friend.
Interior lobby day. Nick and Tanner are sitting on a lobby bench as people go in and out for lunch. Tanner is having the laugh of his life.
You don't believe me.
Sure, I believe you. It's just the craziest thing I've ever heard. I love it. I mean, for you, it sucks. You gotta have a grudging respect for your wife at this point.
Tanner leans back, still laughing. Nick
Are you laughing
is
out of your
flummoxed.
building?
No. Are you kidding me? I'm in. I'm way in. This is what I do, Nick. This is why I have a $100,000 retainer, because I win unwinnable cases. You've come to the right guy.
$100,000.
We'll figure something out. I'll give you a special, my wife is skilled at the art of vengeance rate.
Okay, so what's the plan?
So far, this is a he said, she said.
And she's telling a better version.
No, Nick, she's telling a perfect version. I want to start today preparing a defense because we need it. Now, if we decide to go with your story,
The truth.
we'll need to realign the public's vision of Amy. Make them stop seeing her as America's sweetheart and start seeing her for what she is. A mindfucker of the first degree. That's a big realignment. We need other voices besides yours. There has to be someone she's seriously screwed with before.
She filed charges against an oil boyfriend, Tommy O'Hara, New York guy.
Tanner texts something into his phone.
Easy to find.
There's another guy in St. Louis, Dizzy Collins, who's totally stalked her.
Go talk to Tommy. I'll drop the contracts.
Nick's phone text buzzes. He looks at it, holds up the screen. Tommy O'Hara with a phone number. Tanner grins.
Told you came to the right guy.
Interior bar day. Nick scans the crowd for Tommy O'Hara, Irish tough. The actual Tommy O'Hara waves, a gangly math rock, unrapey nerd.
Tommy O'Hara?
We should drink.
Interior bar later, 2 healthy bourbons in hand.
You know, I almost didn't come. I don't need that back in my life, even tangentially. But shit, I wish someone had done me the favor.
An awkward pause. Tommy can't quite begin.
She said you got physical with her.
No, dude, she said I raped her. First degree felony rape.
Did you do it?
Fuck you. Did you do it?
Point taken.
I was looking at 30 years to life in prison.
Did you go to trial?
Fuck no. Do I look like I do well in prison? I pled down, man. Sexual assault 1, no jail time.
That's something.
Oh yeah, it's a fucking breeze. I've been unemployed for 8 years because I have to write sexual offender on every job application. I'm on a neighborhood watch list because I have to register as a predator wherever I go. I haven't had a date in almost a decade because if a girl Googles me, bye bye. Life's a joy.
Take a drink.
They drink.
Walk me through what happened.
I met Amy at this party, 2004. We click. She's perfect. Like, if I could make up a girl, this would be the fucking girl.
He pulls out a photo of Tommy and Amy in full indie rock dream girl mode, unlike any other Amy we've seen.
I think, what's the catch? A few months and it hits me. She was just playing at being indie rock dream girl.
Now she's done playing.
Apply yourself, hustle for those gigs, play this venue and meet that executive. She bought me ties.
Nick and Tommy's next round arrives.
I mean, girls like a fixer-upper, but she invaded me. She made me her business, and she wanted me to do the same for her. It was too much. I wasn't even sure I wanted to be the guy she wanted to be. So I break up with her, I back away, whatever. It was no big deal, or so I think. Then Amy shows up one night. She's got a bottle of bourbon and this bootleg of a band I love, and fuck, she's all over me. And when this girl gets all over you, sorry, she's your wife, but pretty soon,
Yeah, sex.
consensual, nothing funky. Next thing I know, the cops are at my door. Amy has wounds that are consistent with rape, marks on her wrist as if I tied her up. Me. I tied her to my bed and raped her.
Nick slugs his bourbon.
And guess what they find? Headboard of my bed, one on each side.
She framed you with the ties you wouldn't wear.
You know your wife.
All this because
You date, you get your heart broken, you date someone new. Circle of life, right? Wrong. I don't think she'd ever been rejected, like ever. Can you imagine being almost 30 years old, never having had anything go wrong for you?
did you even see her again?
On TV last week. I thought, there's our Amy. She's graduated from rape to murder.
I may have to depose you.
I may have to relocate to Kazakhstan. I'm serious, man. I will not say a word against that girl. She fucked me up. And I just dated her a few months. I can't imagine what she's got in store for you.
Whoop. Interior cabin night. Amy is in Greta's cabin. They're sitting on the bed. Greta is munching chips and bean dip and a bottle of Mountain Dew. Greta is flipping. Ellen Abbott, growling about Amy. Amy stops her.
You've been watching this too? Oh my god, we just found out.
Last night's bombshell. Amy Elliott Dunn was indeed pregnant when she went missing. Amy settles in, wrapped, on TV. Pop-ups to two other experts. Callie Capitano, this makes me want to throw up. What is it about a pregnant woman? A woman carrying life inside her that makes men turn into animals.
Alan, the third leading cause of death for pregnant woman is homicide committed by a boyfriend or husband.
Let's not forget about the wife ever. Tonight we welcome Amy's best friend, Noelle Hawthorne. Noelle, clearly enjoying her day in the sun, appears. Thank you so much, Ellen. And let me just say this. Amy would have loved you and all that you do for women. Tell us about your friend. Amy was so nurturing, so maternal. She was just an angel.
I'd love it if just once someone was like, she was a real rag.
Amy moves herself in front of the TV, blocking off Greta. She was what every woman wanted to be. Beautiful and smart and kind. Photos of Amy float on screen. Prep school, Harvard, black ties, etc. The image of the good life. Amy watching glows.
Ugh, seems like some rich bitch to me.
Greta gets up to pee but doesn't close the door so she can keep talking to Amy even if she can't see her. You two were neighbors.
What do you mean? People love her.
Who became friends. Before I was a mom, I was a teacher. So Amy and I had the same interests in education and whatnot.
Seems uppity. Spoiled rich girl, married cheating asshole, paid the ultimate price.
We had no secrets. The only secret was her husband. We never met Nick. He never introduced himself. She spits in Greta's bean dip and Mountain Dew. And why was that, Noelle? I think we know why. Because he has a violent temper. He was not a nice man. I knew I'd see right through him.
That's harsh.
What is your last memory of your friend, Noelle?
That's life, baby.
I was giving her advice about being a mom. I was trying to support her because she was so alone, so innocent. Flush. Amy sits back down. Picture of innocence.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not okay he killed her. I'm just saying there are consequences.
Interior goes. Night. Go is watching Ellen Abbott while on the phone with Nick.
You landed Tanner Bolt.
And while his wife is missing, Nick Dunn's playing with his robot dog. Yeah, did you hear this? Nick Dunn has credit card debt of $100,000, including a $1,000 robot dog. What kind of man buys that? Lauren Nevins? Interior airport night. Nick waits to board. Baseball cap very low. Ellen Abbott is on every TV.
Tanner Bolt landed me. I'm going to see Desi Collins on the way home.
On TV?
Ellen, Nick Dunn is not a man, psychologically.
Go. Tanner's retainer is $100,000. That's just a retainer.
Interior goes living room night. On TV, a flickering video image of Nick's dad being led inside the interior of Comfort Hill. He looks harmless.
I've got $47,000 in savings and I'm approved for a second mortgage on the house. We'll go from there.
Nick keeps his father, who has Alzheimer's, in this home. Number of times he visited last year? 1. Interior airport night.
Oh, go. Thank you.
On TV, Go is outside Nick's house. Flips off a cameraman. The shot we saw the night of the vigil. His twin sister, Margot, is a peach. Can't you just see by this here photo? These two spend their days in the bar Amy bought them. Playing what, Lauren? Playing house?
What the fuck?
Siblings often enable and abet. I haven't examined Nick or his sister, but they seem very, very close.
On TV, Go whispering in Nick's ear, him smiling. Disturbingly close, Lauren. A dopey business traveler nudges his friend as he points to Nick and Go on the TV. Twincest. Nick, furious silent, pulls down his hat and walks past. Interior Greta's cabin, night. As Ellen Abbott signs off, Amy looks absolutely sated. And so we close with a question. What kind of moral rot allows a beautiful, talented, kind, smart, loving mother to vanish without the heavens hearing our outraged cries? Amy Elliott Dunn, we care about you and we will not forget. And you know what else we won't forget? Missouri has the death penalty.
Can I have a cigarette?
Exterior cabin night. Amy, elated, triumphant, takes a drag of her cigarette, gives a little squeal of joy. Interior cabin night. Amy marches over to her calendar and looks at the date marked for kill self. She crosses it off. And the next months, she takes out her disposable.
Hi, I'd like to report some activity on the property of one Margot Dunn.
Exterior Ladue night. Tiniest neighborhood in St. Louis. Tiniest house. Nick smooths his shirt, chews a mint, rings the doorbell. Desi Collins, 30s, handsome, preppy, answers. Rears back.
Mr. Dunn.
Mr. Collins?
Desi doesn't invite him in. Strange charge in air. Desi thinks Nick is guilty. Nick thinks Desi is innocent.
You were there at the volunteer center. I saw you.
I wanted to help.
Nick pulls out one of Desi's embossed envelopes.
I got your address from this.
Amy and I believe in the lost art of letter writing.
I'm curious why you still write her. After everything.
Desi gives him nothing.
You did it a few years, right? Boarding school?
My first serious girlfriend.
Why'd you break up?
That's a strange question.
You treat her bad? Cheat on her?
That's a rude question.
Let me tell you what she told me. She told me you unraveled after she dumped you. You stalked her, threatened her, and finally you attempted suicide on her bed in her dorm room. Had to be sent away.
Your wife is missing and you came all this way to tell me this?
I'm curious for your version.
Ugly pause. Desi shuts the door on Nick. Interior Nick's car, North Carthage, night. Nick drives home, past the Carthage sign. Welcome back to Carthage, y'all. Exterior the bar, night. Nick drives past. The joint is jumping. Journalists, looky-loos. A girl is having her photo taken out front. Interior police station, night. Boney is poring over the diary. Early parts. She's smiling.
You're reading it again? You know how it ends.
It interests me.
Hey, Rhonda, he's going to kill me. The end.
Why do you have to go and put it at his dad's house to burn it?
No one's there. It's private.
Why didn't he make sure it actually burnt?
Because he had tripped the alarm and you were all over his ass.
The whole thing just feels easy. Like finding an envelope marked clue.
Ever heard that phrase, Rhonda? The simplest answer is often correct.
I've actually never found that to be true.
Exterior ghost house, morning. The doorbell rings. Nick opens onto Tanner in a seersucker. Big grin from Tanner.
Elvis is in Missouri.
Title card, July 10th, 2012. 5 days gone. Interior goes kitchen day. Go, Nick and Tanner sit at the table. Go, pours coffee. Jesus.
Maybe we should get everything to Boney. Make our case.
Okay, Nick. Go. Make your case. Convince me.
First, you need to understand Amy. She loves to teach lessons.
Thank God.
Old Testament God.
Keep talking.
Amy finds out I'm cheating. She decides to punish me. She fakes her death. She makes the case against me. The blood in the house, the credit cards, the life insurance.
She does the treasure hunt.
The key is the treasure hunt. Amy was taking me on a tour of my infidelities and running my nose in them. Clue 1, she leaves for the cops to find. It leads us to my office, a place where I had sex with Andy. And what do we find there? But a pair of women's underwear.
Racy. Looks bad. Clue 2.
Took me to my dad's, also a place where Andy and I had relations.
Clue 3.
Took me to the woodshed where we
God, Nick.
had limited options.
Hotel.
Credit cards, Amy would see.
What about Andy's credit card?
Statements go to her parents.
Tanner reads through the clues. Picks up clue 2.
Let's head on over to the little brown house. This leads you to
My dad's house.
Dad's house is blue.
After divorce, when he stopped seeing us, I pretended he was a spy named Mr. Brown, who had to pretend he had no kids.
You never told me that. You told her that?
Nick. There were incriminating red panties in your office, and there's an incriminating showcase showdown worth of crap in the woodshed.
Yes.
So what in God's name is at your dad's house?
Dun, dun, dun. Exterior Bill Dunn's house day. Tanner, Nick, and Go stand outside. It's been cordoned off. Interior truck stop diner day. Nick and Go are chowing. Tanner is sipping a Clamato.
Whatever the hell they found, we have to assume it's very bad. Okay. We have a lot of uncontained issues here, Nick. Do you have a guess what Andy's mindset is?
She hasn't phoned me back since the vigil.
Okay. And Amy's parents?
Nick shakes his head. Bad news.
Okay. We have serious pressures here. We have a hurt young girlfriend who will go public any moment.
Andy wouldn't.
Andy will. They always do. Don't take it personally.
Pause while he lets this sink in.
Amy has us in an interesting bind. We need to tell the cops about Andy. They have to find out from us. Right now, Andy just gives you another motive. We need to tell the cops about the woodshed. We have to be on the front end of that. But let me tell you what will happen if we do. They will go after Go.
Go has nothing to do.
Her property. Go was your accomplice. She helped you hide the stuff. In all likelihood, she knows you killed Amy.
So what do we do?
You find Amy. Any other strategy is missing the point. I've got 2 guys, ex-Secret Service. I'll get them on it. So where do they start, Nick? Where would Amy go?
Exterior mini golf course night. A red golf ball rolls into a hungry crocodile's mouth. Amy, Greta, and Jeff are putting through a vacant, decrepit mini golf course. They hold plastic cups of beer.
Shouldn't we keep score?
No one listens. Greta putts wildly, her ball bouncing over an alligator's mouth into the slimy water, 2 holes over. Greta swats Jeff's butt as he goes to retrieve her ball. He swats hers back and goes to fetch the ball. Greta smiles after him.
I thought we were steering clear of men for a while.
Yeah, he's nice.
Because he wants to fuck you.
Amy is sulking. She's used to being the courtee. Jeff returns, drying the ball on his shirt before presenting it.
Still moping about her ex?
Amy snaps 2, frowns at Greta. You told him?
Got cheated on too.
We 3 here are the saddest sacks in the Ozarks.
And the
Travis.
Ozarks?
Ozarks. They move on to a decaying Statue of Liberty.
I'm not sad. I'm angry.
Go.
I almost drank myself to death when my wife left me.
I was going to kill myself. Can you believe that?
Don't give him that pleasure.
I was going to drown myself in the Gulf of Mexico. Let myself be dinner for great whites.
Gulf is full of bull sharks, Miss Nollins.
Why should I die? I'm not the asshole.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Amy putts beautifully. Hole in 1. Jeff bear hugs her. He feels the money ball beneath her shirt and squeezes it. Oop, money belt.
What's up, Chubbs?
With a flick, he lifts up her shirt to look at it. Rude.
Oh, moneybags. So you said you were broke.
Amy is flustered, yanks her shirt down.
It's a pretty fat wad.
Mostly singles.
Singles. You a stripper.
Greta and Jeff laugh at the very idea.
Treasure chest or late girls?
Amy is visibly annoyed.
Oh, come on. We're just teasing. Don't people tease Nola?
Interior cabin night. Ellen Abbott on TV as Amy watches. On the calendar next to her crossed out kill self is now find job? Expect Nick Dunn's arrest any day now. We've got blood in the house, huge debt, an unwanted pregnancy, and we have Amy Elliott Dunn missing now for 5 days, crying out for justice. Amy counts out her cash, not liking the result. She counts again. Same. She is counting again when the door rattles.
Hello?
The door stops rattling. Amy opens it. No one is outside. Skippity, skip, skip, skip. Interior done, living room day. Nick stands behind the door as he opens for Go and Tanner. We hear dozens of reporters. Tanner, can we get a statement? Go and Tanner enter. Go hands Nick a bag of groceries.
Never thought I'd be a guy who couldn't get a pizza delivered.
Title card, July 11th, 2012, 6 days gone.
Milk, peanut butter, bread, bourbon. Tanner's got a bad idea he's going to pitch you.
Sharon Schreiber is going to interview you tomorrow. St. Louis.
It could go so wrong.
And you are going to tell her about Andy.
No.
Tanner, that sounds...
Nick, you haven't heard from her in 3 days. It's a ticking time bomb. You got to throw yourself on it.
People will hate me.
And then they'll forgive you. A guy admitting he's a giant asshole? People love that stuff.
Why not just release a statement?
Sharon's specials get 10 million viewers. Sharon's a crusader. If she takes you on as a cause...
She's going to ask hard questions.
So I'll drill Nick as if this were a deposition. How to talk, how to act.
A trained monkey.
A trained monkey who doesn't get a lethal injection, yes. Look, this case hangs on what people think of Nick. They need to like him.
A pause.
You'll reach millions of people.
I just need to reach one person.
Exterior cabin path, water tower. Afternoon. Amy is hustling down the path with a plastic bag full of cleaning supplies.
Yoo-hoo!
Amy looks around, mystified, then looks up at Jeff and Greta, hanging out, sharing a joint.
Ugh, climb on up.
I've got laundry.
Bumper boats later.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Interior cabin, afternoon. Amy is packing in latex gloves. She wipes everything down, pulls the sink trap, tugs out the clogged hair. A knock at the door, she pauses. Another knock. She yanks off the gloves, tightens her money belt. Yanks the calendar off the wall and into her bag. She opens the door. Greta spots a packed duffel bag behind her.
You leaving?
Amy remains non-committal.
Well, let us say goodbye.
I'll come by before.
Jeff inserts his cast in the door so it can't shut.
Little girl.
She lets them in. Greta closes the door behind her, blocking it. Jeff begins opening cabinets and drawers.
You gotta clear everything out. Dorothy's a real sticker.
Stickler. He opens
Stickler.
the closet.
Stickler, honey. Stickler.
Thank you, wife. Whoever you are.
Wife. Bitch.
Jesus. Hurry up and say your damn line.
Not even a spare hanger, can you leave?
He shakes out her comforter and sheets.
Make sure nothing trapped inside a sock or undies or what have you.
He opens her bedside table, empty.
Looks like you've done a good job.
He walks over to Amy.
Where's the money, sweetheart?
Look under her dress.
I'll call the police.
Your glasses are fake. Your roots are blonde, not hamster. You say your name's Nancy, but you don't answer to it half the time. And you're hiding. I don't know why, and I don't care, but you're not going to call the cops.
Jeff talked you into this?
I talked Jeff into this.
Yeah, girl. Amy backs away until she's against the wall.
And I don't think you've ever really been hit.
Greta grabs her, reaches under Amy's dress, yanks the money belt. Amy grabs onto the buckle just in time. They struggle against the wall.
I'm serious, Greta. Stop.
Greta pushes Amy's face, the glasses jamming into Amy's eyes. It's a quiet, slow-motion death struggle until Greta bangs Amy's head against the wall once, twice, hard. Amy drops the belt. Greta looks through the cash. Thousands.
Holy shit.
Amy makes one last lame attempt to grab the belt, but Greta shoves her again hard, her head hitting the cinder block. She drops to a crouch, dizzy. Her glasses are broken. One eye waters like a cut vein. Jeff and Greta stand over her.
Sorry, you really do need the money.
They step past her.
Next place, be more careful, okay? A lot of people out there worse than us.
Woof. Exterior cabin dusk. Amy throws everything in the car, gets in, starts it, stops. Interior cabin dusk. Amy opens the door, examines the spot of saliva where Greta pushed her against the wall, sprays it with bleach, takes a tissue, wipes it, turns off the light. Jesus. Interior festive night. Amy is parked in the lot of a budget motel, a candy bar wrapper in the passenger seat, pocket change in stacks. She's asleep. Bang on the window.
Can't sleep here, honey. Sorry.
Amy speeds off, haggard. She looks at the gas. Almost empty. Exterior highway night. Amy veers into a gas station, up to a payphone, dials. We can't hear, but she's sweet, then resigned, nodding. She gets back in a car, huddled in the driver's seat. 1:12 a.m. Interior hotel makeup room. Afternoon. Go is trimming Nick's hair with nail scissors while Nick and Tanner practice. Outside the window is the St. Louis Arch. St. Louis, sorry.
I did not kill my wife.
Title card, July 12th, 2012. 7 days gone.
Again, less wooden.
I did not kill my wife.
A red jelly bean zaps him right in the cheek.
The hell was that?
Tanner reveals a bag of Jelly Bellies.
Every time you every time you look smug or annoyed or tense, I'm gonna hit you with a jelly bean.
That's supposed to make me less tense.
Let's try it again. I understand you and your wife had some bumps.
It's been a rough few years. We lost our jobs.
Yes, you both had.
We moved back to my hometown to take care of my mom who was dying of cancer and my dad who.
A jelly bean hits him.
Your dad's scorched earth. Focus on your mom, how close you were. Go on.
So all built up.
Jelly bean.
No implies an explosion coming.
So we had gone off track. I had a moment of weakness.
Jelly bean.
You had 15 months of weakness.
I became involved in an extramarital relationship that was completely wrong.
That works.
Remember to play up the doofus husband, Nick. I was an idiot. I was a fuck up. Everything was my fault.
So what men are supposed to do in general.
Go whizzes a jelly bean at him. He catches it in his mouth.
Root beer?
How do you feel?
I feel good. Go, toss me that box.
Go picks up a vintage watch box, tosses it.
Amy's 33rd birthday present to me.
Hate that watch.
Oh no, Go. I love this. Just like I love this time.
He straightens himself in the mirror.
Just like I love my wife.
Yee, creepy. Exterior Riverboat Casino, afternoon. Amy wipes down the car thoroughly, grabs her bag, gets out of the car, tosses the keys in on the driver's seat, rolls the windows down. Bus loads of retirees move painfully across the gravel. Amy moves quickly, gracefully. I am young, haha. Interior Casino, afternoon. Amy nurses a drink, change stacked in front of her. She drums her nails, finally looks up. It's reminiscent of the moment when Nick saved Amy at the book party. The line is the same.
Ah, it's you.
Desi Collings has arrived, looking as well produced as a Ralph Lauren ad. He takes Amy's hand.
It's you.
Someone nearby gets a jackpot. Bing, bing, bing. Interior Casino, late afternoon.
He beat you?
Brutally. How countless affairs, but he'd fly into a rage if I said hello to the postman. I was a prisoner.
Good God.
Last week, he really hurt me. I said I'd leave. He said he'd find me and kill me, so I disappeared. I lost the baby. I'm so scared.
A mustache man at the bar. Look at Amy.
I doubt Nick will press charges if you resurface. He wants to find you. He was on my doorstep 3 days ago.
The mustache man appears in her peripheral. Amy turns away.
He tracked me for my letters to you. You saved them.
Knowing you were out there was the only thing that's kept me going these past few years.
Let's go to the police. We'll explain everything.
I can't turn up now. Everyone would hate me. Is it wrong to want Nick to go to prison?
He should go to prison for what he's done. I'll set you up at my lake house. It's secluded.
Why are you so good to me?
You know why.
Why is it that when I need someone to save me, I always think of you?
The mustache man suddenly appears at the table.
Excuse me, don't I know you?
Interior hotel makeup room, afternoon. Nick and his crew are waiting. Tanner's phone rings. He looks at display.
Tony. I'll call her after.
In swans, Sharon Schreiber, 50s, regal.
Tanner, nice to see you. I hope this is worthwhile.
Oh, you'll be happy.
I'm Sharon.
I'm very pleased to meet you, Sharon. Thank you for this.
Can we get anything? Can we get you anything before we start? Water, tea?
The assistant teeters up urgently, whispers in Sharon's ear.
Are you fucking serious?
Interior Casino, afternoon.
You're one of the Nolan girls, right? We're from Winnipeg. Excuse us.
Desi throws money on the table. The man peevishly withdraws, but keeps an eye on Amy.
We should leave.
He starts hustling her through the casino. They are almost to the door when Amy looks up.
Oh my God, you little slut.
Close on TV in a bar, the bartender turns up the volume. Andy, dressed demurely, holds a press conference at Drury Lodge. She looks stricken. Rand and Mary Beth behind her. Andy goes up to a mic, nervous.
My name is Andy Fitzgerald.
Why is she dressed like a babysitter?
I met Nicholas Dunn when he was my creative writing teacher at Mill Valley Community College.
The girl with the giant come on me tits.
I am deeply, deeply ashamed of having been involved with a married man.
But what do you wear tonight? A fucking shirt dress?
I truly believe we were in love, but I know that's no excuse.
No, it is not.
I do not in my heart believe Nick Dunn would have killed for me. My prayers go out to everyone who loves Amy. I apologize for the pain that this has caused them.
Andy, trembling, steps away from the mic. We have loved Nick Dunn like a son. That love ended today.
Come on, Maribeth, get in the plug for Amazing Amy.
We trusted him, and he met our trust with lie after lie. We now believe Nick is absolutely involved with the disappearance of our daughter, our amazing Amy.
Come, you're staring at ghosts.
Interior hotel makeup room afternoon. As Rand and Mary Beth leave the podium, the TV is turned to mute. Go, Tanner, Nick, and Sharon have a moment to digest.
Well, this just got very exciting.
One moment, Sharon.
Tanner pulls Nick aside.
We're going to bow out.
Nothing's changed, Tanner.
Everything's changed. An hour ago, we were in front of this. Now,
I can do it.
we're on the defense. It's a completely different dynamic.
I can handle it.
She's going to eat you alive.
I got this.
Mike him. We do this now.
Sharon turns to reveal a battlefield of stick pins used to keep her dress in place. Interior hotel conference room night. Nick goes to his seat. A makeup person powders his sweaty brow. A sound guy threads the lavalier up his shirt. Sharon and her producer confer in intense whispers. The rest of the staff are glaring at Nick. He catches one woman's eye and her look is venomous. The makeup person repowders him.
And it's 3, 2, 1.
Interior Tanner's car night. Go Tanner and Nick driving home. Tanner is working his phone, answering emails, etc.
Seriously, I can't believe how fucking good you were.
I'm awake, finally.
You've been fuzzy the past few years. You're in focus now.
She brings out the best in me.
Don't.
Tanner looks up at that.
Just keep it together for the next 24 hours, you two. People hate you right now, Nick. We don't want to scratch your eyes out. Andy was good TV.
She's a nice girl.
That's the problem. So just ride this out. When Sharon Schreiber airs tomorrow, we're gonna be looking at a whole new you.
They pass the sign, entering North Carthage. Welcome home, y'all.
Until then, don't show your face.
Nick Dunn was dating a child. Exterior lake house night. Amy and Desi drive up, park. They get out of the car and walk into the lake house. Interior lake house living room night. Desi is giving Amy the grand tour of his lake mansion. Amy is wielding the remote. On TV, Ellen at her most outraged.
Cable and internet, obviously.
A 20-year-old girl. He was her teacher. I tell you, this guy is just despicable. He makes my skin crawl. Amy lingers, beaming. Desi snaps off the TV. Interior lake house kitchen night. Massive refrigerator. Desi opens it. It's stocked.
Anything you have a taste for that you can't find in here, just let me know. I'll get it. Wine cellar's downstairs. I'll get you some clothes, too. Not that I don't appreciate you in bait shop chic.
Interior lake house bathroom night.
The floors are heated, dialed to your taste. Robes in the closet. The shower can do steam if you'd like. The bathtub has jacuzzi function.
Jesus. Interior lake house bedroom night.
This is my master suite, which is now your master suite. Great view when you're in the mood. Blackout curtains when you're not. The bed is Savoy. You'll never get a better sleep.
She checks out the decadent 3,000 count sheets. Thank God.
You're so good to me. And I'm so exhausted.
I'll leave you to it then.
Amy has already dismissed him.
I'm so happy you're here, and I don't want you to worry for one moment. There are cameras everywhere.
He shows her the views on his phone.
The exterior, all over the grounds, the entryway. Anyone going in or out gets recorded.
A pause while she takes this in.
You'll be very safe. I won't let you get away again.
Ooh. He gives her a kiss on the cheek and leaves. Amy begins looking around. The bookshelves are filled with self-help books, mostly about being a man. Fire in the belly. Being the strong man a woman wants. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Ooh. Interior Desi's office night. Amy goes through his drawers. Every single Amy quiz she ever published. Dutifully filled out. Her NYT marriage notice. Interviews she's done with trivia of interests underlined. The room's a showcase to a concept Amy never has fully realized. If you want a man whose sole focus is you and being with you, this is what you get. Interior Lake House bedroom night. Amy is under the plush covers, staring at her reflection in the windows. Definitely not sleeping. I wouldn't either, girl. Interior Lake House living room day. Amy is at the TV, which displays every security camera angle. Title, July 13th, 2012. 8 days gone. Thwack. The door opens. Amy turns off the TV. Desi enters, bearing a shopping bag.
Good morning.
You scared me. Don't do that. I need to feel safe.
You are very safe. What have you been up to?
The question is innocent, but unnerving to Amy.
Nothing.
Amy, I'm not Nick. You don't need walls.
It's hard for me after so many years under someone's thumb.
I know just how that feels.
You were never under my thumb.
On your leash?
Never.
Desi debates this.
New start.
He takes out the contents of his bag: butter blonde hair dye, makeup, razors, wax, and 3 silky pastel dresses.
Decent clothes, hair dye, makeup, tweezers. There's a gym on its way. The sooner you look like yourself, the sooner you'll feel like yourself. I'll get groceries for tonight. We'll watch Sharon Scheiber and finally move on.
I think that's something I should watch on my own.
He kisses her forehead.
Nonsense. I'll be back. I'm looking forward to my reunion with Amy Elliott.
Exterior Go's backyard, sunset. Nick is slipping through the woods behind Go's house. 2 news vans are in front. Cameras on Go's as the guys talk. Nick books to the house. Go opens the door for him as he hits it.
Welcome all.
Interior Lake House living room, sunset. The remains of a light dinner are nearby. Wine is chilling on TV.
I'm Sharon Scheiber.
Amy's eyes are glued to the TV. We see a montage of the Nick and Amy story. Amazing Amy, their wedding photo. Andy. We can hear key words: the girl everyone wanted to be, the marriage everyone admired, shocking deaths, a surprise pregnancy, and a very young, very pretty secret. Desi is glaring at Amy's undyed hair, her comfy cotton sundress. Amy doesn't notice. She's wrapped. On TV.
Now exclusively, a husband breaks his silence, not just on his wife's disappearance, but on his infidelity and all those shocking rumors.
Cut to interview. Nick and Sharon sitting together.
I bought that tie.
On TV.
Nick Dunn, you might be the most hated man in America right now.
I think you're probably right, Sharon. I probably deserve it.
Did you kill your wife, Nick?
I did not kill my wife, Sharon. I am not a murderer.
But you were unfaithful.
I was. I'm not proud of my actions.
You allowed Amy's parents, Amy's friends, the people of your hometown, to believe that you were a loving husband who was desperate to find his missing wife.
I am desperate to find my missing wife.
I just wonder how you can ask us to believe you now that we know you're a liar.
I did not come forward about my affair because I knew it would make me look very, very bad. I don't care anymore about how I look. That's done. I care about finding my wife.
I'm just trying to get a clear picture here, Nick.
Let me say this. I'm not a killer, but I'm far from being a good guy. I was a bad husband to a wonderful wife. I broke the vow I made to her.
What does that mean to you, Nick?
It means I was basically a con artist. I met Amy Elliott 7 years ago, and I was transfixed. Amy does that. I was an average guy from an average place with mediocre aspirations. And I met this woman who dazzled me. And I wanted her to love me. I pretended to be better than I was. I made a pledge to her when we married to be that man.
Insert a perfect wedding portrait of Nick and Amy.
A man who tries harder. The man who thinks and acts and feels with as much passion she does. The man who makes her happy. And I failed her. Instead of doing what was right, I did what was easy.
Amy is rapt. These words resonate.
You talk like a man who believes he can still make amends to his wife, who believes his wife is still alive.
She is alive.
Okay, then. What would you like to say to your wife tonight?
Nick turns straight to the camera.
Amy, I love you. You're the best person I've ever known. I've taken myself to the woodshed over the way I treated you. Come home and I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. I will be the man I promised you I'd be. Please come home.
He puts his finger briefly in the cleft of his chin. His watch is on camera. Amy smiles. Desi is watching Amy. Interior Ghost House. Night. Go is working the internet, dropping in and out of Nick Dunn chats. Sharon is on TV saying goodnight.
You fucking killed it. They're going crazy for you.
They dislike me. They liked me. They hated me. Now they love me.
Go smiles. A small sense of relief passes over the two of them. And then, bang, bang, bang! Through the windows, we see police swarming across the backyard toward the woodshed, setting up perimeter to keep away reporters, setting up floodlights aimed at the woodshed. Go opens the door. Interior, exterior, go side door, yard, night.
Margot Dunn, this is a search warrant for your property.
She hands it to Go.
I usually ignore tip line calls, but a neighbor was concerned about that strange man around your woodshed.
Boney begins walking.
Call Tanner.
Exterior Go's backyard, night. The police are cutting the woodshed lock, and they're inside. Nick follows Boney as she walks toward the shed.
Your girlfriend is so cute, Nick.
Is that what this is about?
Boney stops short, seething.
Excuse me. I've treated you beyond fair throughout this investigation. I've given you the benefit of the doubt over and over. Whenever you said something stupid, I thought, maybe he's just stupid. I was wrong. That's what this is about.
These the clubs you don't play golf with.
None of this is mine. None of this was put here by me.
A uniformed officer marches out from the woodshed holding the gift wrap box with the Punch and Judy puppets. He walks past them to police van.
Got the makings of a real man cave. Everything just waiting for the wife to go away for good.
But Nick has stopped paying attention because Go is being helped into a police car.
Hey, you can't do that.
Of course we can.
We hear a strange click and whir. Out of the woodshed comes the robot dog, a cop piloting the controller. The dog barks. Interior Lake House night. Desi very deliberately turns off the Sharon Schreiber show. Amy gets up to turn on the laptop. Desi takes it away.
Amy, it's time to move on. What can I do to help?
I need some time to think.
That's the last thing you need.
Desi,
For 20 years now, you've kept me dangling. Finally, last night, you came to me and you chose me. Follow that instinct. Don't trust the instinct that left you beaten and homeless, sleeping in your car, fearing for your life.
Amy looks truly panicked.
I'm not going to force myself on you.
Yeah, you kind of are, though, bro. He goes into the kitchen, begins taking away anything decadent. Cheese, chips, etc. all go into a bag.
I understand what you're saying, Desi. I do. I've just been so mistreated for so long. I've forgotten how to behave.
I'll move in here tomorrow. We'll work on it until we get it right. I just want you to be you again.
He runs his hand through the hair that should be blonde. Ugh. Interior Police Station hallway night. Nick and Tanner conferring as they head to interrogation.
They only took Go to fuck with you.
She's not spending another second here. We told Boney everything.
We tell Boney as little as possible. Without a body, without a murder weapon, they'll be desperate for a confession. So let them talk. You can jumpstart your defense.
My defense is the truth.
Tanner tries not to roll his eyes at the naivete, but can't. Interior Police Station night. Boney is getting settled. Tape recorder, coffee, pens, legal pad. Nick studies her. Tries to break the ice.
You got kids, Rhonda?
She looks startled. Holds up one finger.
Daughter,
What's her name?
Let's start.
Boney sets Punch and Judy in their box on the table.
Recognize these?
Amy's anniversary present to me.
Is this how she told you she was pregnant? Mommy, Daddy, baby. That make you mad?
Boney gives him a stony look, sets the diary on the table. It's singed on the sides, but fine inside.
Recognize this?
I never seen it in my life.
Amy's diary. We found it at your father's house.
Nick and Tanner exchange a look. Oh, this is bad.
This your wife's handwriting?
Nick reaches for the diary. Boney pulls it back.
I think so.
So does our expert. We'll play a little true or false.
She takes out a stack of Xeroxed papers, each flagged with a color code sticky. She presents him the first sheet.
And then he brushes the sugar off my lips so he can taste me.
Yeah, that's true.
Next sheet is slapped down.
You thought quinoa was a fish?
I still don't know what it is.
She slaps down another sheet.
She wanted to get pregnant. You attacked her.
I hit her? Never.
She says pushed. You pushed her.
Did not happen.
Slaps down another sheet.
She tried to buy a gun.
Nick has no idea what to say. Boney slaps down another.
Shall I read you the last entry? This man might kill me. In her own words. This man might kill me.
Convenient endnote.
Gilpin enters the room, motions to Boney. They stand in the doorway, joined by Donnelly, who hands Boney a bag. They confer intensely in low voices. Boney returns holding an evidence bag containing a burnt club. She holds it up to the Judy puppet so Nick can see it's the missing handle.
The missing handle. Big as a 2x4, right? Big as a club. We found this day one in the fireplace. Your office. Didn't know what the hell it was, but fire in July? We bagged it.
I've never seen that. I have never.
We just tested it. Fire doesn't erase blood, Nick. So finally, Nick Dunn, you are under arrest for the murder of your wife, Amy Elliott Dunn.
Interior jail morning. Nick is asleep against the cinder block wall.
Done. You got a hell of a lawyer.
Title card, July 14th, 2012. 9 gone. Exterior jail morning. A football field's worth of cameras. Tanner runs Nick into a car where Go awaits. News vans and reporters from all over the nation and the BBC are running amok.
You okay?
Go waves him off.
What does this mean?
You're out on bond. You can relax at home while we prep for trial.
Take a bubble bath.
Tanner, is there any fucking lead on Amy?
I've had my two best guys looking.
Nick looks up. Yes?
She's air.
Hands beat against the car window. Yells. Protesters hold posters. No to violence against women and murderer. And what do you know? Go.
Come home, Amy. I dare you.
Fade out. Interior lake house day.
More coffee?
Fade in. A bountiful breakfast is on a perfect table. Orange juice in crystal. Silver shining. Desi is smiling benevolently. Title card, August 4th, 2012. 30 days gone. And we see Amy. Wow, she's almost Amy. Weight loss. Hair blonde. And in a pretty pixie. Tan faded. The two look posh. If Amy and Nick were an ad for sex, Amy and Desi are an ad for never having sex because they'd must these great clowns.
I love it.
She pours for him, adds a cube of sugar.
Remember that time we skipped school at the Cape?
Lobster right from the ocean.
This reminds me of that never-ending holiday.
You're not bored?
Desi, you can discuss 18th century symphonies, 19th century impressionists, quote Proust in French. Nick's idea of culture was a reality TV marathon with one hand down his boxers and his other around a family-sized block of Velveeta.
Desi laughs, finishes his coffee, gets up. She rumples his hair. Then she kisses him, bites his lower lip. He rears back, surprised. She walks him just to the edge of the entryway, yanks out his shirt teasingly.
That's how the kids wear it.
Exterior lake house day. On the black and white of a video camera, we see Desi leaving his house, straightening his hair and tucking in his shirt. He puts his fingers gingerly to his lip. Ouch. Interior lake house dining area day. A new camera shoots from patio through the glass into the dining area. Amy stumbles into frame past a new Stairmaster and Bowflex. She's in a ripped t-shirt and panties. A length of binding trails from one arm and leg. She's been tethered to something off camera, unable to reach the door. She looks at the camera and screams silently, pounds on the glass, tumbles to the floor, crying. Interior lake house bathroom day. In the mirror above the sink, Amy examines her weight. Tan line, pale, thin, beautiful. Aside from the shorter hair, she is back to being Amy. She pulls off some duct tape, cuts it with a box cutter, tests the tape. Then she picks a bottle of wine. She uncorks it, pours it out in the sink. Oh no, girl, alcohol abuse. Peels away the foil. In the mirror, we see her lower it and reach between her skirt with it. Title, August 13th, 2012. 39 days gone. Interior lake house living room night. Amy waits on the sofa looking ready for a big date.
Mr. Collins is home.
Hello, Mr. Collins. I missed you.
She hugs him, lingers, tilts her head up to him, kisses him.
Stay with me. I don't want you to be away. When things die down, we'll go to Greece, like you said.
She begins kissing his neck.
Octopus and Scrabble.
Her hands move down his chest to his belt.
How long do you think it'll take?
Not long. 6 months for the trial. Sentencing will be quick.
Her hands are in his pants. Desi can't decide if he wants to focus on the romance of Greece or the matter at hand.
He'll appeal.
I can watch the rest overseas.
Interior bedroom night. Desi is trying to go slowly, gently undress her. Amy, with a flick of two straps, is out of her dress. She pulls him on the bed. Desi begins delicately, slowly kissing her, nibbling like a fish. She impatiently yanks his clothes off.
Hold on, slowly.
Hard.
She reaches under her dress, pulls off her undies. They begin having sex. Slowly, she starts writhing.
Amy, don't be scared. It's me.
Harder.
Slowly.
Do it.
A few more thrusts and it's over. Womp womp. Amy keeps her legs clasped around his waist as she grabs the box cutter from her bedside table. Desi has enough time to register confusion when, slash, she slices him neatly through the jugular. Jesus! The blood pulses out as Desi grabs at his neck, but Amy won't let him go. The two roll over, Amy on top, holding him down. Desi makes one more try for freedom, and the two roll back around him on top of her again. The blood is everywhere, on the mattress, on the walls. Amy keeps her legs wrapped around Desi until he gives one last heave and dies on top of her. Amy's beatific smile certainly indicates she's satisfied. Interior done living room, late morning. Nick is on the couch asleep. Looking like a complete shell of a man, we can hear protesters, news reporters outside. A sudden strange rush of noise from the crowd wakes him. Silence. Then sputters of recognition. Title card, August 14th, 2012. 40 days gone. Noise gets louder. The doorbell rings. Nick opens the door. Exterior done house. Late morning. Amy, still in her delicate pink dress, the front of which is covered in dried blood. Her hair is covered in blood. Her face is swiped with it. She is weeping hysterically. The media go absolutely apeshit. Amy, Amy, Amy! Amy holds out her arms to Nick. We see the deep twine rings around her wrist. Oh no, my darling, you're muted.
Nick.
A beat. The cameras are capturing everything.
Amy?
He hugs her fiercely, cups her face, whispers in her ear.
You fucking bitch.
And she faints, creating the best media moment of 2012. Black screen.
You're going to feel some pressure.
Interior hospital, afternoon. Amy in a gown in stirrups, undergoing a rape kit as Boney and Nick each hold a hand. Amy has a new persona. Survivor.
You'll have more babies.
Amy smiles at Nick. He tries to hide his horror. Interior hospital corridor, afternoon. The doctor confers with Boney and Nick.
Her wounds are consistent with rape. There was semen present. We'll make sure it's a match.
It'll match.
The doctor leaves and Boney grabs a crucial moment with Nick.
What do you think?
Pals again?
Now that I know you didn't murder your wife, yes. What do you think?
Kidnapped? Insane story.
I've heard crazier.
Rand and Mary Beth run in. Gilpin arrives. The corridor is getting progressively packed with cops, reporters, staff. We told you, Desi Collins! We told you over a month ago!
Nick, we owe you an apology. It's just that every single sign.
I know.
We'll leave it to Amy whether she can forgive you for the rest. An ominous phalanx of suits arrives and heads towards Amy's room. Go and Tanner arrive just behind them. Boney heads to meet the suits, past Tanner and Go as they head to Nick.
For now, I'm just happy my wife is safe.
The doctor blocks Amy's room just as the suits arrive.
She's on some fairly heavy painkillers.
It's okay. I want to help.
To your hospital room afternoon, Boney worms her way in. The suits barely make room for her. Amy looks vulnerable in her gown.
Miss Dunn, I know I know what you've been through, so we'll keep it very brief. Can you walk us through what happened?
That morning, the doorbell rang. So normal. I opened the door. Desi. So strange. Since high school. He won't ever go away. I always try to be nice to him, answer his letters, keep him calm. God, I encouraged him.
She begins tearing up. An FBI agent hands her a tissue.
Don't blame yourself.
He pushed inside, grabbed me. I got away, ran to the kitchen. He clubbed me. I collapsed.
Just a sec.
Oh no.
Sorry, allergies. That club, it's actually the handle to the Punch and Judy puppets.
That's right. Treasure hunt. That's what he hit me with. I hid in the puppets at Goes.
Then how did Desi have the handle?
I just found it. It must have fallen off. I was holding it when Desi pushed in. He got it from me.
About the woodshed.
I woke up in the trunk of his car.
You must have bled quite a bit in there.
You'll find blood. He took me to his lake house, tied me to his bed.
Back to the woodshed real quick. When you went to place the puppets there, did you notice it was packed?
Lots of stuff.
Corresponding to purchases made on credit cards in Nick's name.
Amy begins coughing, which turns into a pitiful retch. An FBI guy hands her a glass of water.
Nick and credit cards. He buys. I nag. I'm sure he hit it all at Goes. They're very close. May I go back to where I was being held prisoner by a man with a history of mental problems?
Please continue, Ms. Dunn.
Amy pulls her gown around her. A suit passes her a blanket.
Desi raped me that night. Every night. He'd tie me up like a dog. Punish me. Starve me. Shave me. Sodomize me. Cameras everywhere. You've got to find the tapes.
Amy and Boney exchange a glance. I'm sure we will. Into her hospital waiting room afternoon, Nick is pacing past Gilpin and a cop.
He slit his throat. Box cutter to.
I should get the box cutter if she was already tied up.
Just be happy your wife is safe.
Into her hospital room afternoon.
We found your diary, Amy. It contains a lot of concerning allegations. Mental and physical abuse.
The ugly truth. Nick didn't want a baby. He had money problems. He has a temper. But I love him.
You tried to buy a gun.
I feel myself fading.
I just need to clarify.
Let me clarify for you. If this case had been left in your deeply incompetent hands, Nick would be a dead man walking, and I'd be tied, spread eagle on a bed, raped every day from now until I died.
Ms. Dunn, you've been very brave. We're finished. Now, do you feel safe going home with your husband?
Interior hospital waiting room afternoon. An FBI agent wheels Amy out. All eyes are on her. She holds out a hand to Nick. Nick flinches. Looks to Tanner. A few people are already popping out their camera phones to record the happy event. Tanner addresses the crowd, mainly Nick.
We prayed to God, and God answered our prayers. Amy Dunn is home. I know there are many questions and concerns to be addressed, but for tonight, let's just sit tight and be grateful and thankful for this miracle on the Mississippi.
Exterior Dunn house, early evening. Amy and Nick are silent in the back of a squad car as they approach. Hundreds of people on the street, news vans from all over the world, well wishers bearing homemade posters with Amy's name in hearts. Nick helps Amy exit the car. The crowd reacts as if they are a beloved Hollywood couple. Amy strikes the right pose, abused but resilient. Interior Dunn living room, early evening. Nick shuts the door firmly. The cameras light outside give them a romantic glow. Amy goes to put her arms around him.
Stop pretending.
I'm not pretending. You are perfect. The Nick I saw on TV is the Nick I fell in love with.
I just said what you wanted to hear.
That's how well you know me. You know me in your marrow.
He turns his back on her, rethinks, turns back around.
Amy, I need to know everything.
Take off your clothes.
Interior bathroom, early evening. Nick drops his clothes to the floor. Amy drops her clothes, runs her hands over him, tries to arouse him.
Need to make sure you're not wearing a wire.
She woman handles him more. Nothing. She turns on the shower.
Get in.
She motions him into the shower, might as well be wielding a gun. Inside the shower, the water sprays against them as they stand face to face. Trickles of pink, Desi's dried blood, flow from her hair down her neck. She tries to get closer to him. He backs away.
You're a murderer, Amy.
I'm a fighter. I fought my way back to you.
You slit Desi's throat with a box cutter.
You begged for me to save your life on national TV, and I obliged, but I want that Nick.
I'm leaving.
You really think that's smart? Wounded, raped wife battles her way back to her husband and he deserts her? The media will destroy you, your neighbors will shun you, and I will make sure no one forgets the pain you caused me.
Nick debates the truth of this.
I don't want to deal with your groupies outside, but as soon as they go, I go.
Give it the night. Sleep on it.
Interior bedroom night. Amy, dressed for bed, slips under the covers and pats the spot beside her. Nick pulls the covers over her.
Was there ever a baby?
There can be.
Nick turns to leave. The room is day bright from the cameras outside. Amy smiles at the glow. Interior guest room night. Nick enters the pristine, overpillowed room, locks the door. Interior done, front yard, morning. Nick is again taking out the trash. As in our first shot, he looks ill and angry. Title card, August 15th, 2012, one day home. Interior kitchen, morning. Nick walks in. Amy is in an apron, cooking a crepe. She looks straight out of Good Housekeeping.
Hello, handsome.
She was his dream girl. Interior Drury Lodge ballroom night. On a big screen TV, Ellen Abbott is roaring on about her new villain, Desi Collings. And when this spoiled, rich, entitled little boy couldn't have her, he took her. It disgusts me. Nick walks past without even looking. The former Find Amy Dunn headquarters is being dismantled. Over Amy's missing poster are the happy words, found. Champagne is popping. News cameras are everywhere. Nick passes Rand and Mary Beth with 2 glasses of champagne. The three watch Amy, snapping photos with fans. Nick says the next line, cheerily enough.
You two must be proud.
He sweeps past, tries to pull her from the clutch of reporters.
Nick, what's the next for you and Amy?
Right now, it's all about our marriage. Two people love each other and can't make it work. That's the real tragedy.
Cameras flash. Amy whispers sweetly into Nick's ear.
Kiss my cheek now.
He kisses her cheek. She takes her champagne from him. Interior truck stop diner. Day. Nick sits with Go, Boney, and Tanner at a booth. Air of subterfuge. A tabloid from the Amy Found event sits on the table. Nick kissing Amy on the cheek. Headline, Amy done. It's all about our marriage.
Can't live in the same house as that spider.
Title card, August 20th, 2012. 6 days home.
Right now, I can't live anywhere but in that house. When the media goes,
When exactly do you think the media will disappear? This thing's only going to get bigger.
On TV, Amy Mania. Around the world, we see a crowd in China all wearing Amy t-shirts.
People love her story. Bad guy dead, husband repentance, golden girl home.
Mess with it, they'll come looking for blood.
she told me she murdered Desi. Not self-defense. Murder.
Can't we wire him?
Can't get a wire. We had the national spotlight on us. And we stay in the rug.
It wouldn't work anyway.
She told you once before.
We were in the shower.
Tanner can't help himself.
I swear to God, you two are the most fucked up people I have ever known. And I specialize in fucked up. I mean, you and Amy in the same house? Should pitch it as a reality show.
Great entertainment advice. What's your legal opinion?
My legal opinion is don't ever turn your back on your wife.
No, my wife must always be face.
The crowd hushes as Amy shows up on TV. Reporters have surrounded her as she tries to slip inside a grocery store. On TV,
Nick and I have had our bad patches, our dark days, but I thank you for forgiving him for what he did and for supporting our new happy life together. Your encouragement means the world.
Damn, she's good.
It's a spinoff. Amazing Amy and the Humbled Husband.
Tanner rises.
The devoted Duns. I'll stay tuned. Take care of this guy, okay?
You're leaving?
You're not at risk anymore.
I'm the definition of at risk.
You've got a book deal, lifetime movie franchise, the bar. You're golden. You should thank her.
He laughs at that, pats Nick on the shoulder.
Remember, don't turn your back.
He leaves.
Elvis has left Missouri.
Interior Nick's room, night, 4 a.m. time. Nick gets out of bed, unlocks his door. Interior Dunn house, upstairs hallway, night. He sneaks past Amy's door, goes downstairs. Interior Dunn house, living room, foyer, night. He looks out at the media vans encamped. He hears something behind him, turns around to see Amy ghostly in her nightgown. Title card, September 18th, 2012, 5 weeks home.
What are you doing?
Couldn't sleep.
Come on, let me tuck you back in.
Interior guest room, night. Amy is tucking Nick into bed. He is scanning her. He can't forget Desi and the box cutter.
Nick, you know you can sleep with me, right?
Anytime.
I'd never hurt you. I do need you to participate, though. That's fair, right?
Nick nods.
Marriage is about communication. Show me you understand.
Ooh, Nick puts his finger to his chin.
Right.
Interior, the bar, day. Nick, Go, and Boney. Boney is aimed towards the door.
What if I told the truth?
Title card, October 16th, 2012, 9 weeks home. Boney holds up a tabloid. Nick and Amy, a second chance of love. Oh, at love. The photo of them is adorable.
I mean, you could try it, but I don't think you'd have much peace afterwards.
I don't have peace now.
Can you ask them to re-fingerprint?
Boney sighs. She's now about to deliver the bad news.
I can't do anything. It's with the feds. They're done. So I have to be done. Orders. I got a kid to feed, you know?
I know.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Boney lingers for a moment, then heads towards the door.
Her name is Mia, by the way.
Nick looks over at her. What? Boney is walking out the door.
My kid, you asked me once. Her name's Mia.
For what it's worth, and Boney's gone. It's just Go and Nick. Nick holds up another tabloid photo. Nick and Amy, hand in hand in the park, laughing.
Remember what Mom always said? Tell the truth and shame the devil.
He thinks, staring at the photo with false happiness.
Fuck it, let everyone take sides.
Team Nick, Team Amy.
Sell some fucking t-shirts.
Interior done, bathroom day. Nick assesses himself in the mirror. Camera ready. Flush.
My wife is a lying, murderous sociopath.
Interior done, kitchen day. Amy is pouring coffee as he sits. They look like happy middle and American marrieds.
We should hold hands, not the entire time, but on and off throughout.
She sits next to him, weaves her hand in his. Title card, November 6, 2012. 12 weeks home.
Now, how does it feel to have your wife back, Nick?
Fantastic. How does the guy get a real second chance?
Fantastic's a little flippant.
Amazing.
Amy rises, begins tidying up.
I'll need you to admit that you got the credit cards. You hid that stuff at Go's and you did push me. I need those 3 things from you to feel safe.
Nick just stares at her. He can't say it.
You need to own this, Nick.
I know exactly what to say.
The doorbell rings. Interior done, living room afternoon. The door opens onto a grinning Ellen Abbott. He lets the vampire into his house. I appreciate you for giving me the time, Nick.
You call me a murderer.
I go where the story goes.
You implied I had carnal relations with my sister.
I said you two were close.
You said I was a sociopath.
Ellen digs through her bag. She pulls out a robot kitten. To go with your robot dog. Little icebreaker. Nick stares stonily at her, tosses it on the stairs. The camera crew begins setting up in the living room.
I'll get Amy.
Interior done, bedroom evening. Amy and Nick on the bed. Between them is a gift-wrapped box.
I do not want another gift from you ever.
Open it.
He opens it slowly, dreading, and pulls out a pregnancy stick with a bright blue positive sign.
I haven't touched you.
You didn't need to.
She waits for him to figure it out.
To notice disposal. You threw it out.
The notice, yes.
She takes his hand and puts it on her belly.
Size of a lentil.
I want a blood test. I want a paternity test.
I love tests.
A long, sick moment.
You can't make me raise a child with you, Amy. I don't love you.
Because you stopped trying.
We are toxic. We complete each other in the sickest possible way.
You think you could ever be happy with a nice, normal woman? No, baby. I'm it. I complete you. I'm the only one who can.
Amy, no.
Stay with me and I will make you happy. You know I can. I've killed for you.
Nick has her by the throat. She stares calmly at him. They are eye to eye, but of course he can't kill her. Finally, he unhands her. They both gasp for breath.
You can run away like a boy or stay, raise your child, be the man you want to be. It's your choice, Nick.
Off screen, the sound of sobbing. Interior Go's house, night. Go is on the floor against the living room wall, crying.
I won't watch you play house with that thing for the next 18 years.
I can't walk away.
You could get custody.
I wouldn't. Go. It's my child. I have to stay.
You want to stay.
I have a responsibility. This isn't just about me anymore.
You want to stay with her.
Silence. He doesn't deny it.
Breaking my heart.
Go, please. I need my voice of reason. I need to know you're with me.
She leans against his shoulder.
I was with you before we were even born.
On TV, we see outtakes of the Ellen Abbott interview.
After so much darkness, we have come out united. We communicate. We are honest. We're partners in crime.
And Ellen, I'm happy to announce on your show, soon we'll be parents.
Ellen yelps with joy. Yay! Oh my God! Amy and Ellen hug across Nick. Interior bedroom night. They lie down side by side on the marital bed. Nick is staring at the back of Amy's head, just as in the opening.
What are you thinking? How are you feeling? What have we done to each other? What will we do?
Amy turns and gives him a haunting smile. Fade to black. Yay! And they both lived not so happily ever after.
Insanity.
Awesome,
Oh.
amazing read. Thank y'all for watching. Thank for my cast for doing this all, and we'll see y'all next time. Take care.